Tonight's guest on Set the Trend Live.
Nathan, aka Cute Guy. DJ Elayne. And Noel McCoy.
And now, here come your hosts.
Hey, welcome, lads.
One.
Two of the most friendliest faces that I love to see on a Saturday night. My co-host for Set the Trend podcast. How are we doing, sir? EastEnder.
Yes. Well,
how's it been?
Wow, it's good, you know. Yeah, back in the store. Can I tell you a story straight away?
Go on, tell us. Is this a clean story?
No, it's clean. It's clean.
Sure, it's clean. Clean. Okay.
Cool. So I've opened the doors. The shop's now open. Maestro Records. My first customer comes in. Do you want to buy a linen shirt?
Do you want to buy what?
Do you want to buy a linen shirt? You know, Peckham, innit?
Yeah. Also, we thought you were Jamaican.
And right. So that was the first customer. Second customer comes in, and says, "I'm looking for. Have you got a 9-inch? Have you got anything 9-inch? A 9-inch nail?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I ain't been to this shop for like 3 months." And like the first two customers, a linen shirt and a 9-inch nail. I was just about to say to her, "You're gonna have to go to the hardware shop." And then I remembered that 9-inch nail is a rock band from America. And I said, I was just about to, and I said, yeah, I've got to get my head screwed on. You know, we're back into business of selling records. And, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, 9-inch Nails, good group though.
Well, and then the last one, the biggest selling record of the week, guess what?
Harry Styles. No way.
You actually stock Harry Styles?
Hey, listen.
Peckham, it's new Peckham now.
Yeah,
you got to get with it. You got to be able to cater for both.
Money off your neck, man.
Hold on, let me just ask the question on behalf of our community. Black people come in there for Harry Styles, mate. I'm just asking.
No. That's the other side of. That's the other side of
Peckham, mate.
So you've got two sides of your shop now. So you're doing pop music. Is this what you're doing? You're embracing the pop side.
No, we have a new clientele in Peckham now.
Oh yeah, money for
to cater for both, you know.
Okay.
No, Ray's going to like as if he ain't been on the rooftop at the Bussy building, hanging out with the Fifis and the Jonathans.
You know what? Like, to be honest, I have got a Harry Styles record. I'm just I'm just playing it out. Anyway, welcome guys. Reggie Heavy Styles, how's your week been?
Happy birthday, Reg.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you very much to everybody who sent me all the birthday love. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I felt very special for that one day. So thank you so much.
Oh, they like it.
You celebrate, Rich?
Oh yeah, the trim. Yeah, I've gone back to
Yeah, but you did that yourself because you don't have to go to a barber shop to trim it off, mate. To take that off, do you? You can do that yourself.
I'm just trying to save the pennies and the pounds where I can.
So you did it yourself, yeah?
I did actually.
Yeah, I like it.
The only reason why I kept it whilst we were on lockdown because I wanted to show some solidarity with you guys in the fact that you weren't able to go to the barbers.
Cheers. And what about yourself, Ray? How's your week been?
Yeah,
fabulous. Can't argue. Can't complain. And I'm back. Tickets always selling, bro. Tickets always selling. Which event? Anyway, we might get into that later on. Welcome to our audience. Welcome to Set the Trend podcast. The lads are back. This is where we talk about everything to do with the history and the legacy of street sounds. But sometimes we also talk about things that don't have nothing to do with it as well, but some things that have more to do with the community. So this week, though, the guest this week. Every week I look forward to Set the Trend now because I find out so much things about our community, about our guests that I didn't know. And if you're a historian of music culture, which we are, it's very interesting to find out little bits and pieces, isn't it? I mean, even Rory Stonelove last week. Quite two things I found out from Rory Stonelove. One is that Mystery gave him a bootleg and he thought it was a real record. So, and for those of you who don't know, a bootleg, what we call a bootleg record, is back in the day, it used to have different records all on one compilation. So for instance, EastEnder, you explain it, because I know that you have got a bit of affinity with bootleg records. So you
it's a compilation. It's a compilation album that's got 10 songs, 5 songs on each side, and it's the hits of songs that weren't readily available to the general public. Someone gets creative and says, you know what I can do? I can put these songs together and compile a compilation for the public.
All on one album.
We like to call it supply and demand.
And it's not an official release from the record companies, but it is one where DJs who couldn't afford, some of the DJs who couldn't afford to maybe buy some of those expensive album and 7 inches back in the day, it was all on one album for about, I don't know, £8 or £7.
$8.99, and then the price started going up.
Yeah, and Mystery did one, and he gave it to Rory, and Rory thought it was actually authentic, and we had to bust his bubble last week. So that was one thing that we found out from Rory. The other thing that we found out from Rory was that he patterned a style off of some of our street sound MCs. Now I'm saying to you, and just to Reggie, and just to kind of, I mean, how did you feel when you heard that, Reggie?
Yeah, I was quite surprised, actually. I was like, wow, okay. It goes to show that, you know, we are able to have an influence, and at the same time, him being able to take it to another country and then around the world is a great thing. So, you know, got to give him up. And he really kind of like, you know, set the bar in regards to juggling music as well.
And Rory from Stone Love, anybody who knows Stone Love Movements, the best known, most well-known sound system in the world. I think between him and Shaka are probably vying for that first post place there. But yes, definitely entertainment wise and juggling wise, you can't beat Stone Love. So that was good to know. But let's move it on. If you've joined us on Facebook, can you share the link for us, please? Just share the link for us one time. As we say, you join the lawn for free. The best that you could do is just share the link for us one time. Thank you very much. And welcome to you guys. If you're on YouTube, welcome to our YouTube channel as well. Just subscribe and share as well. Right, our guest this week. Let's get into our guest this week before we get into our topics, before we get our guests on. Our guest this week. Producer, can you put up the flyer for our guest, our notable guest this week?
Do you mean this week or next week?
No, this week. We're going to talk about this week first. We're going to talk about this week. This week we have, all right, well, they're not going to put it up. So this week we have Martin Jay-Z is going to come on quickly to talk about the relief effort that he's doing in the UK for St. Vincent. And, you know, the volcano exploded and everything else. So he's doing some work there. He's going to fill us in on how we can lend a hand and lend a penny to be able to contribute to the aid that they're going to need, the clothes and everything else that they're going to need to buy to get them back on a footing in St. Vincent. We have Nathan, Cute Guy, EastEnder. Tell us a quick bit about Nathan, Cute Guy, in 15 seconds.
The man that makes all the adverts for all the events in London and outside London. The man that makes people come to our events. Vital
cog in the machine.
Vital.
So we'll be talking to Nathan, aka Cute Guy. We'll also be talking to because they say we don't get we don't have enough females on here, and the issue is that maybe the culture needs to ask itself why we haven't done more to welcome female DJs more than what we have done. But we have a pioneer coming on today, Reggie, DJ Elayne,
the amazing, beautiful, wonderful, pioneering voiceover, broadcaster, TV presenter, DJ, all-round great lady who's inspired many people, DJ Elayne, over the years, and it's such an honor to have her on.
Right, so we'll be talking to her later, and then to finish off the show, we have the UK artist, EastEnder, one for you,
Mr. Noel McCoy.
Legend.
So he will be up in the building a bit later on. Right, let's get through these quick news before we get our guests on in about 5 minutes time. The Blackout Music Awards is going on now, so I don't know.
Well, it's finished, I think now.
It's finished now, is it? So,
yeah,
we know one thing, that I didn't win anything. So
I put the champagne on ice, mate. I've put the champagne on ice.
Did anybody see it? Did anybody have a good
I watched
look
a
at
bit of it. Leafan had a good speech. Obviously, he won that category that you were nominated in, which was
did well done,
Lockdown
Leafan.
Online. Connie Doss, B Golden won Best Duo. Best Soul DJ went to DMAC. Big up DMAC. And also best Soul Single. Guess who we had on last week? Tanqueray Hayward.
This kind of
he won it. And then also best male artist was a Carmichael Music Lover. So make sure you go get your tickets
for EastEnders show
for the gig.
July 15th, 16th.
July 14th.
So you're gonna have to amend the flyer now. EastEnders 2 award-winning Carmichael Music Lover.
Due to popular demand, we just now added an extra date with the award-winning Carmichael.
Yes, that's the one, mate. That's the one. But I didn't get to see the rest of it. But that's kind of like where we're at in regards to the Blackout Awards.
Cool. Reggie, tell us about the popularity of British rap music.
Yes, an amazing thing. Obviously, over the years, from the days of Derek B, London Posse, Cookie Crew, right now up until today, where you've got the likes of Heady One, Stormzy, AJ Tracy, Skepta. Now we are literally 1/5 of all the sales in regards to UK record sales. At one point in the 90s, rap music accounted for 3% of UK sales in regards to singles, and now I think it's gone up to around about 22%, which is a great jump over the years. And we've all been pushing. I remember back in the day when I used to walk in records with rap music. I remember when I walked in Ja Rule record to a commercial radio station with Ashanti and Always on Time, and the head of music saying to me, is it possible to take the rapper guy off it, when it was his record? So we've come a long way now. We've come a long way since then.
So bloody laugh. Yeah. So well done to the British UK rappers past and present for getting us to that feed. Judy Love and Simon Schoolboy Phillips, both at Magic. What's that about?
Great thing. Great news. Obviously, Magic Radio, one of the most listened to radio stations around the country. Our beloved Angie Greaves at one point was the most listened to voice in the afternoon from 4 till 7 on Magic Radio. So big up to Simon Schoolboy Phillips, my old buddy. And Simon's got a degree in radio. He's been in it for a long time. Good old Leicester boy from Choice FM Birmingham back in the day, and also Fresh FM pirate radio station, and now obviously on Magic and Jazz FM, and he's doing the drive time. Judy Love, she's doing a 5 to 7 5-part series, which is going to include jokes, and hopefully she's definitely going to fit in some of the Rare Groove and Revival tunes.
I really hope so. I mean, it's good that they're on there. Congratulations to both of them. It'd be nice if they can play some of their favorites and not just what's on the computer.
Right.
I'm wondering if White Yardie will be listening to them. Anyway, so sorry, it's a comedy, isn't it? It's a joke, isn't it? It's jokes. And if you don't know, we're not going to go into it here anyway. Huffington Post. Reggie,
Huffington Post.
What's that about?
Obviously founded by Ariana Huffington, which is the online magazine which she launched, and sadly the UK operations have closed down. It got bought by BuzzFeed, which was a huge kind of like online creatives journalist online platform, and they got into a bit of trouble. And since then, they've been trying to do cost-cutting measures. And as part of the cost-cutting measures, they are now sadly closing down the UK operations. And
now, for everybody that doesn't know, what do you compare Huffington Post to? Because to me, it's just a passer paper, but it might be.
Huffington Post, they've always delivered very credible
good quality journalism.
You had the good, I think they're kind of like their space. They were competing with the likes of Independent, which is quite liberal and quite quite equal in what they say and how they say it. You could say some of it went a bit Guardian-ish, which is kind of like leftish paper over the years. But yeah, so my thoughts go out to all the staff and everybody. Big up to Jen Brammer. She was always very liberal and she always backed. But it's interesting that they decided to close it after one of the journalists had a spat with Kemi Badenoch, who's the Conservative MP.
So are we saying that Boris Johnson strikes again?
I think so, maybe, possibly. I don't know. Allegedly, maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, they're experienced journalists, and they will get a job in another publication. Easy.
Yeah, right. You keep it positive for them. DJ Khaled is in Jamaica and he's upsetting some DJs, some artists. What is this about? I see him with Buju and Caperton parring, and
Buju, Caperton,
Barrington Levy,
Coffee, Barrington Levy.
So what's the problem? Why are some artists, as they would say in Jamaica, why are some artists banning him out? Why?
Because every time he comes to Jamaica, every 2 years, every time he puts out an album, he goes against the same types of artists, the big dogs, the real big dogs in Jamaica. He goes against them. And there's other new artists in Jamaica that he wants Kelly to give him a break. And they're like, come on. You don't need to keep getting the same 5-6 acts all the time. And one of the main things is this, and I only wish success for the man, but he's never really had a big hit with the Jamaican artists. He really makes them sound bad.
Is that what you think?
Is that what you reckon? No, he's had some great records like Holy Mountain.
We're not going to agree.
Holy Mountain.
Reggie, let me go to Reggie before I have my say. Go on, Reggie.
Didn't DJ Khaled produce one of Bounty Killer's records on his album many years ago, which was a huge hit?
You're right, but that was many years ago. So after that, he hasn't done anything. And then
what are you talking about? His albums have sold in bucket loads. You know what? I think what you're missing here is that DJ Khaled.
I'm not missing it. I'm explaining why they're upset. Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
We just heard what you just said, mate. You said that he's salt. That's what you just said. As soon as he puts one of them artists on his thing, he salts them. But what I would say is, he is one of the only mainstream producers, and he's you would have him if you're talking about hip hop and R&B. He's in the top 10, probably somewhere around there. Yeah, he is giving a good profile to Jamaica and their artists. What's wrong with that? No one else is doing it.
Exactly.
No, that's not what they're complaining about, though. They're complaining about, I can spit some bars better than them man there.
But there's part. Yeah, but you know what? Can I just say something?
Them man there's dinosaurs.
Can I say something? DJ Khaled. Yeah, but you have to remember that DJ Khaled is living his dream. DJ Khaled's favorite artist, Sizzler, Bounty Killer, Buju Banton. You see it on his gram all the time, and the fact that he's able to make an album with his heroes is what he wants to do.
No, I get it, and he can do what he wants to do. It's his production. He can do what he wants to do. But there is other artists on the island. Yeah,
but that's not that.
Really?
It's his money. Really? He's spending money on that too, isn't it?
Yeah.
But also, you keep forgetting there's also the part two. He can have a part two.
Reggie, Levy stand up because he's not sitting on the fence today, and long may it continue because I'm sure them wood splinters was in his bottom for the last time.
And if there's any distributors listening, make sure you don't supply Maestro Records.
98.2. Yeah, I didn't hear that one, but 98.2. The album's nearly completed.
Right. Yeah. So that's DJ Khaled. Before we get into our first guest, producers, can we have up next week's feature, please? 1, 2, if they're there. Knock knock.
Drum roll.
I was fell asleep. Right. Everything neo soul next week. We're talking about this independent revolution, neo soul, new music. What is it? We're going to get the definitions from 3 of the hardest working distributors. I don't know what they would call themselves. Promoters, promotions in the game.
DJs.
for neo soul music. Key Jam, aka D Majek, or D as I know him, or you know what I mean? DJ Taxman, which is, I mean, he's known to us for years. DJ Taxman has been around for ages on the street sound scene, and he runs the Breaking Artist show. And Godfrey Fletcher from Neo to Soul Promotions from up in the Midlands, Wolverhampton, I do believe. Yeah, they'll be on the show next week, and we will also have 3 live artists representing them on the show next week. And we'll be talking everything neo soul, new artists. We'll probably also get into who's playing it, from who's not playing it, from who's championing it to who's not championing it, and why ain't DJs playing new music. So we're gonna go through this. It'll be a pretty lively show next week, I think.
I'm looking forward to that one.
I don't know if I am.
Bullet.
Anyway, so we'll be having that discussion next week. So please pass it on. So St. Vincent. And before we get into St. Vincent, if you're on Facebook, as I said, if you can just share the link for us. If you're on YouTube, if you can share that link, and if you got any of the posts that we've been sending out, just share that link as well, so people can join in and hear the stories today. St. Vincent, volcano erupted, and it kind of displaced a lot of St. Vincent's from their home, especially the ones who lived in the country, really, because that was kind of like the country part of it. You see people taking their belongings and getting in a truck back and heading towards the big liner, the big boat liner, that was cruise liner, that was waiting to take them to other islands. I think St. Lucia took some. I'm not sure if Barbados, I think, was mentioned as well, but we get up there. And we need to do something about it. I don't think it's been in the mainstream papers as much as it should be, even though St. Vincent is part of the Commonwealth, you see. So maybe now we've had the dear old Phillips funeral today. Maybe we'll get onto some humanitarian message about St. Vincent, because they're going to really need our help. They're not really an economy that is blessed with financial wealth. So what we thought is that we would have someone on to talk about it specifically, and someone who has been going around and putting and begging and pleading for people to commit and send some money and donate some money to a fund where we can get some resources together to send them to St. Vincent. And one of the persons that's doing it is a brother of the Caribbean islands. He's also a brother of London. He's also a brother of the soca as well as, and I think our viewers will know him. I think he needs no introduction, but I will say the soca general is in the building, and that's just one accolade that I can give him. Can we please welcome Martin J to Set the Trend podcast?
Hello.
Hey. What's going on, Martin?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
You know what? You look like Moses in amongst the mountains.
Before we get into this, could I just say I was watching everyone that was joining this stream, and there was a Jenny Bent that joined. Jenny, if you're the young lady from Acton, then we used to rave together many, many years ago. So if it is you, good evening. I just need to get that in.
Martin, how are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I've had a bit of a hectic week, but I'm good.
Good, that's good. When we talk about a bit of a hectic week, you've been doing a lot of the rounds, trying to galvanate people left, right, and center to be part of the donation, the scheme that you've put together. Can you tell us more about it for us?
Yeah, it is you, Jenny. Last week Friday, I think it was Thursday evening, when we got the news that the volcano was about to blow, and I just said I just had this instinct in me that we're gonna have to move fast. If we're gonna get them relief, we're gonna have to move fast. And so I called a friend of mine called Nally, who runs Vinci Alliance Mass. So he's a very well trusted person in the Vincentian community. I see you was having trouble with the Vincentian community.
Vincentian, yeah.
And so Vinci Alliance Mas and myself just started to do things, and it wasn't even planned in a way where we were gonna just go to at the pace that we went. We managed to secure 2 containers, and then from that point it was all about filling them. Filling 2 40-foot containers in 1 week is not an easy thing to do. So we called on members of the community to help us. And as you can see, people's houses were overwhelmed with stuff. We had to drive vans to people's houses, because we weren't able to sort out proper deposit points. People just say, no, bring the stuff to my house. And when their house got overloaded with stuff, then we had to spend a couple of days of offloading them and getting them down to Kestrel Shipping. Now, Kestrel Shipping have been really, really helpful and generous in terms of saying, look, come to our yard, get the stuff on, get on the containers. And that's what we've done. And on Thursday evening, when we finished the second container, when we closed the door in the second container, I just went, yes, we've done that. It hasn't
finished there, though, but it hasn't finished there, has it?
No. We had to have a breather after Thursday evening, saying, look, right, those 2 are on their way. Now we got to sort out what happens when it gets to St. Vincent. And tomorrow we will make sure that we start operation number 2 to fill the 3rd container. Yeah. Now, Help SVG UK is one organization that's run by Vinci Alliance Mas. There's tons of other organizations doing their thing. We're not the only one. That's not what we're saying. What has been interesting is that a lot of trust has been put in us. People have been contacting Nally and Lisa. People have been contacting me and saying, I want to send stuff with you because I have a feeling I know where it's going to go. And that, for a lot of people, is important, And so tomorrow morning, I begin operation number 2. I'm asking for volunteers to come down. I firstly need volunteers to come down to Tudor Rose and pack the stuff. I'm going to do a donation drive on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday down at Tudor Rose where people can bring stuff. And you can see the items that are needed. And once I've finished that donation drive on Thursday, I'm fully confident we'll have enough to fill up 1 container, because we filled up 2 containers already. And we've already got stuff in Birmingham. We've already got stuff in Tidworth. So that's what we want to do now. It's got to be controlled. It can't be chaotic. But what I would say to people is that when you're asked to donate stuff, please try and pay attention to what we're asking for. Yeah. And as much as I know that you're doing it out of the love of in your heart to send 10 cases of water, that's not helping. Because that just means that we've got to lift crates of water onto a container where water's going to come from Trinidad and Grenada and Dominica and all the surrounding islands a lot quicker than we can ever get it there. And water's heavy. You know what I mean? So we can utilize what we send in a much better format now. So that is what we want to do. I've given your producers the donation.
Online. There's online as well, isn't there?
Yeah. You can donate. I think money is an important thing. You know what I mean? And just to defend White Yardie, I know he was a bit emotional with his rant, but that brother has been so influential in our operation. You know what I mean? I can't even go into what he's done and what he's contributed. You know what I mean? I was a little bit upset with him about what he said about Judy, but there you go. He's reached out to her and kind of, tried to smooth it over. But he's been very, very instrumental. And I've loved the way that the community's just come together. The kind of generosity that we've witnessed has been absolutely amazing. And it just gives us the inspiration and the motivation to carry on. And, when you think of how devastated that island is, it's when I walked into Choice FM, there was a lot of Jamaicans in that building, right? and they gave me, I was 19 years old, and they gave me the name, oh, look, it's the Smalley Warrior. And I've maintained that. And I will, and you guys know, I will defend that anywhere I go. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I will defend that. The small island, I don't even like to call them the small islands in the Caribbean, but that entire Caribbean region is something that's given me a beautiful life. Yeah. For 30 years. And
look after it.
I will give back to it until God takes me. You know?
All right.
How much money are we looking to online now? How much have we got? Because I know you must have set a target, and I know that we're not near the target yet. So do you know how much we're at and how much do we need to get to?
You see, the thing with the targets is that when you look at, originally we were looking like at, you know, at a short-term project. Let's get this first operation done. This is how much money we need, blah, 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 blah. Then we say, right, we've got those 2 containers on the way. What are we doing for the next year?
Yes,
I mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We now need to make sure that we try and secure a property in Trinidad, in St. Vincent, you know, which we're going to have to rent. So we're talking big money now, you know, we're talking big money. We just need people to donate. And when I say big money, I'm talking big money. 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. I know that the Vincentian High Commission, you know, are on a much wider scale. Their GoFundMe is beyond that already. But our GoFundMe site is dedicated to the people in the shelters. Yeah, the people that you were talking about that were evacuated. That's where we wanted the stuff to go, and we were just trusted. When we said, look, this is what we're going to do, we were just trusted, you know, and that's what we want to continue to do. And we got some good people helping us, but the more money we raise is the more that we can help people in St. Vincent, in the shelters, not only in the shelters, you know, people that have been evacuated from their home and have had to go and stay with a family that they might not even know. Do you know what I mean? And
in another country, even. Yeah.
Even that. And I was saying, when you think of an image, and the image that I have all the time is that when it first started and people saying, right, you got to leave the island. Imagine seeing somebody just pack a sports bag. Imagine somebody telling you, EastEnder, right, pack some stuff, put it in a sports bag. I ain't sure you're ever going to see your home again.
Wow. It's crazy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And every morning I wake up and I'm not going to lie, I have tears in my eyes because I don't know how I'd be able to mentally deal with somebody telling me that I've got to take a sports bag and leave my home and I don't know if I'm ever going to see it again. Right. You know? So,
yeah.
So just tell us, Martin, what's the GoFundMe site? A lot of people have been asking what the page is.
It's running at the bottom of the screen at the moment.
Yeah,
but
it's a bit link. They put it in as a bit link. So what's the actual
help? SVG UK is the organization. We've got a Facebook group that you can join. You'll get all the updates. Lots of people are doing lives, and if they ask me to come on, I will come on and explain. And we're just going to keep on getting the message across. Tomorrow, I've got a special show at 7:00 where I'll be giving you a full rundown of what the next step is.
7:00 tomorrow, where, Martin?
It's going to be on Back in Our Radio's YouTube channel and also on our radio station.
Okay, cool.
Is that 7 p.m. in the afternoon? I mean, in the evening? You're talking on morning?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Cool.
Yes.
So, Martin, please stay a friend. Anything you need, we will be here to offer you a platform, a voice to get at people, and we will carry on rinsing that donation site as well. So,
just before you go, congratulations, Choice FM on their blue pack.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah. Well done. Yeah. Gardens.
Yeah.
That was special. I'm glad that we were able to do it. You know, I mean, some people are not too sure why we did it, but I tried to explain it to people very, very quickly. Was imagine that someone that you love passes away and you're not able to have a funeral. That's what it felt like to us. You know what I mean? And putting that blue plaque up was kind of like our funeral, you know, and it gives us an opportunity to be able to remember what Choice FM was for many of us in many, many different ways.
First black legal station.
And we'll definitely be spreading the word and pushing it out there regarding the St. Vincent situation. So my thoughts definitely to everybody.
Yeah.
Nice one. And I'll keep in touch and I'll keep you updated, man.
Please do, Martin. Thanks a lot, yeah?
Thank you very much indeed, everybody.
Peace, yeah.
It's all quick stuff. Yeah, shut the doors on this one, get the second designer. I'm not doing that. There it is.
Well,
so that was,
kind of brings everything back into perspective, doesn't it, really?
Indeed.
Yeah. So we'll be doing everything that we can. I will definitely be. Right, let's get into the rest of the show. Thank you to Martin J for coming on. I hope at one point he'll come back on at some point and tell us some of the stories for Choice FM.
Great presenter.
Hey,
fantastic
presentation
voice.
Yep. And he's a Caribbean phenomenon, absolutely, and has done a lot to promote soca music to the world as well. So big up to Martin J there. Right. Let's get into the second part of our show today. We got some wonderful guests coming up. Remember, we have DJ Elayne coming up, one of the first female presenters that made it big time. Trailblazer. We'll be talking to her in about 15 or 20 minutes time. But before that, we're going to talk to a gentleman that was part of our promotional team. And he made, when you're talking about street sounds, I mean, a part of it was putting the radio ad on a pirate station. That was so essential to you highlighting where your club or your warehouse was. We didn't, you know, the house parties didn't go on there, you know what I mean? But the rest of stuff that we did. He's a voice of a million adverts. He not only went on to do street sound stuff, he went on also to do, he's doing house and garage. He was doing crime, I think. He was doing concerts. He was doing, I think he did jungle adverts as well. But we're going to bring him on to talk about it. And we're going to welcome, I think this is his first interview too. I'm going to ask him that's his first interview. Can we welcome to Set the Trend podcast, Nathan, a.k.a. Cute Guy, the advert extraordinaire. How you doing, Cute Guy?
I don't know, where did you get this cute guy thing from? Where did you get that from?
Has that gone? Has that gone? Yeah, has that gone?
I'm the not so cute guy now. Haven't you noticed? Cute guy's been dead for about 25 years.
Nathan, welcome to Set the Trend.
Evening, Ray.
Evening,
Mr. EastEnder. Sorry, Ray.
How you doing, Nathan? Welcome.
Evening, Reggie. How you doing?
Yes, sir.
It's going to be easy to find out who you haven't done any adverts for, and I think we'll be discussing that. Before we get into a bit of your history, can you, around the time where you started the game making adverts?
Yeah.
Who exactly was around making adverts at the time?
Oh, do you know, the way I got into it, the thing that gave me an idea really was the first pirate station I was ever on was a station called People's FM. I don't know if anybody. Yeah, it was over
West London?
Northwest. Yeah, Harleston, Wembley. It's based on Chalk Hill.
Who was on that station with you? What other DJs was on that station?
Bushman, DJP, Imperial Love. It's just so many DJs came from People's FM. There's lots of the old Traffic Jam radio gang.
Oh wow,
and that sort of stuff. So it was a kind of spin-off of Time, when the old Time radio decided they were going to go for a legal license, when Kiss FM and everybody applied for a license. And so anyway,
we're talking about what, early 90s?
Oh no, this would have been this would have been 80s. I was probably about 15, 16, I think, when I first got on there. And it was hilarious, mate. But the station was run by a guy called Vigo. Vigo Wells, who I'm sure might be a name that a lot of you are quite familiar with.
Yeah.
Shall we say infamous? maybe notorious, but yeah. So anyway, the station was run by Vigo. When I first turned up, they gave me a duppy shift. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And so when I first turned up, I got the 92 bus into Wembley. I'd never even heard of Chalkhill Estate, and walked into Chalkhill Estate at 3 o'clock in the morning with a box of records under my arm and a pair of headphones around my head, and had no idea where I was going. Somebody found me, dragged me in. They thought I was the police. I'm like 15. I didn't start shaving until I was about 25. So, you know, where they got that from. So anyway, to cut a long story short, I got in, you know, pretty well with the guys, got on, moved, you know, to daytime and was quite trusted. And then, you know, Vigo was off to Jamaica. So he left me and Bushman in charge of the station.
Okay.
And while he'd gone, we had to go and get some adverts made. And so we were sent down to, and I'd literally just passed my driving test. It shows you how and I must have been 17, literally just turned 17. So I was I took my first test and they passed me. So, you know, literally 17. And they sent us down to Surrey to a guy called Mark Damon.
Mark Damon.
See,
that's the one, yeah.
Sent me down to Surrey. Didn't know where I was going with an A to Z. Found Mark Damon's house, walked down the bottom of the garden.
Hold on, Nathan.
Yeah.
Can you explain for some of our younger viewers what A to Z is?
Do you know what? I was laughing about this with the other half the other day, talking about how we ever got anywhere, quite unbelievably. And we used to literally, you know, obviously an A to Z is a map book. And we used to get a sheet of paper and write down our directions from 1 to 10 rather than actually have to fight, because you couldn't read the A to Z while you were driving.
While you're driving.
Well, you have one down this road, number 2. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, but yeah. So anyways, when I went down to Mark Damon, he had this studio set up at the bottom of his garden. And he just sat there reeling off ads one after the other. He had a little reel to reel, and he'd just sit there, he'd spin down the music, and people would just turn up. It'd be a never-ending queue. And he'd be walking in, he'd have the fattest gold chaps round his wrist and this, that, and the other, and he'd just be sitting there, just pinging these ads off. And I'd never, ever seen anything like it in my life. And I thought, this geezer has got it made.
How much did he charge for them adverts at the time?
25 quid.
Wow.
25 quid.
Which was a lot of money.
Yeah, back in the 80s.
25 quid was a lot of money back then, you know, get you a pair of Adidas trainers at least, you know. So. And that was it. And so I'd seen this guy do it and never thought anything of it, but I just thought, this is brilliant. And that's where I first saw it, yeah.
You mentioned Mark Damon. Can you remember Bill Mitchell?
Yes, the original Carlsberg voice.
Probably the best.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I spent many a good £5 on a one-liner jingle from Bill Mitchell, mate. Yeah,
he was the guy. He was the guy, wasn't he?
He was, mate.
So did that kind of say to you, I'm going to stop taking the journeys down to Surrey, I can do them myself? Was that how it came about?
Do you know, it didn't. It wasn't that, because what it was it wasn't long that I was on the Pirates, and I thought, I need to, you know, try and get something out of this, because it's not going to get me rich quick. And so I suddenly came up with this idea that I was going to start a mobile record shop. So what people do on a landline at my mum and dad's house. So what I decided to do was to make myself an advert. So the idea was, people phoned, obviously, instead of going record shopping themselves, told me what they wanted, and I would go out and get it and then come and deliver it to their door in my Mini Clubman. So it was a scream. And so I didn't have a clue. And obviously I'd seen Mark Damon, so I picked up the Yellow Pages. There's something else you might have to explain to a younger generation. So I picked up a Yellow Pages and just literally flicked through till I found Recording Studio. And there was one on the other side of Southall where I grew up. So I flew over there and told them I wanted to make a radio advert. And, you know, so they asked me how I did that. I said, you know, well, you just get a turntable, you put a record on, press play, and then I'll start talking and you record it. And so that was my big idea. I had no idea that you could, you know, use different tracks and, you know, do things again and again. I thought it was all a one-take wonder. So that was it. That was my first ad, to make an advert for my mobile record shop.
So pause right there. We've got one of your adverts. Let's play one of his first adverts. Well, not one of his first adverts, but an advert from Nathan. So you kind of get the flavor and remember the voice of the adverts. Producers, can we get that?
No.
Is anybody there?
No. I'm here.
Speak like
Metropolis Music with Academy Events present an unmissable concert. Damien Junior Gong Marley live. Damian Marley, the Stony Hill album UK tour, Sunday 1st of July from 6 till midnight at the O2 Academy, Brixton.
Right, so that was the concert ones. We did work one of the street sounds ones, but like we'll get there in a minute. So how difficult was it to knock out an advert, especially for us at the time? Because legal stations. So what people need to know is that legal stations say you've got a 15-second advert, a 10-second advert, or a 30-second advert. I think. At the time.
Normally multiples of 10. Yeah.
That's and your advert would have to fit in that. Yeah. It couldn't go on in any longer unless you paid big bucks. I think but it would have been very, very expensive.
But you pay for 2 slots.
Yeah. So, but more or less they stuck to that. When we came along, Nathan.
Yeah.
what was the average length of an advert? In the early days. In the early days.
Well, initially, we were told that, because obviously all the pirates back in the day tried to do things. They tried to conform, and so they tried to run things almost like legal stations, in so much as adverts would have to be 30 seconds or 40 seconds top whack. And I think it was with the birth of the dance stations, really, that we started getting into the epics where we were talking like, 1 minute 30s and 2 minutes and that sort of stuff, almost like a 12-inch remix.
Did you charge the same money for them long adverts at the time, or did you charge?
Are you mad? You
were charging.
That's double bubble, baby. We make 40-second adverts. You want a 2-minute advert? Work it out.
Yeah.
How much do you want me to say? I get paid by the syllable.
So when you started for your own station. Then give us a flavor of the people who came to you, the stations, the sounds, the DJs that came to you for an advert at the time. As business got better, should I say?
I was definitely one.
Yes, Mr. Eastender was in there. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
I know, I was one. I remember driving with Terry Dunn over to your house.
Bloody hell! Oh Christ, yeah, man. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Dunn and the Vibes gang, yes, we go back a long time. A long time. Yeah, man. But
yeah.
I don't know, it was weird because I kind of made a few adverts for a couple of different people. I used to do some of my own club nights and when I eventually opened proper record shops, with a front door and windows and counters and that sort of stuff. And then I kind of got into a bit of production and all that sort of stuff, doing music as well as obviously DJing, being the first love. That's why we were in it in the first place. Mm-hmm. And it was only kind of when a little group I was in, went pear-shaped. Mm-hmm. I needed something to do, and people kept asking me to, make adverts. And so that's how it started. A few people. I used to do a few back in the day for Vigo. I remember doing Dennis Brown and Tiger. And then I think Bagger came, and because Bagger was keeping shows when it was, what was it, Shore Spin and that back in the day. Yeah. And so it was kind of from there. And then it just kind of started snowballing because obviously my voice was out there on the stations and that was doing the advertising for me. And so people just started finding me. So,
and when people started finding you, you became so popular. Yeah, because you started doing, at the time, you wasn't just doing
Mr. Palmer, I must say Jetstar.
Jetstar.
Oh, yeah, Jetstar was probably a massive one that really, because I'd known Mr. Palmer from a kid. And I've been taken into Jetstar as a kid, and then I decided to open a shop and that sort of stuff. So Mr. Palmer used to support me doing being a distributor and that sort of stuff. And it was kind of when he realized that I was doing all that sort of stuff, then he asked me to start doing the reggae hits ads and all that kind of stuff. So that was probably a massive one that really got me going as well.
So in the So when you start, I'm going to go into the East End. I'll give you in a minute. So now you got popular. So you've got Jetstar coming to you. You've got the dancehall promoters coming to you. You've got the street sounds coming to you.
Yeah.
There was other genres of music you was voicing for at different stages throughout that career. So
all at the same time,
jungle?
Really.
Yeah. Was you doing jungle as well at the time? You did jungle adverts.
Yeah.
And then you went into garage.
Yeah, well, it all started with the obviously jungle was the first one that came.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was first of all, it was the house and that came, the dance music revolution that was that. And then obviously the London thing that it kind of evolved into the jungle sound. So the jungle thing, drum and bass thing was a big thing. And then obviously when that got a bit too dark and moody, then suddenly the house and garage scene sprang from the ashes. Shall we say, not that jungle and drum and bass died, but shall we say it just kind of got a bit moody, went off the boil for a little while, but the music lives on and it's still going strong.
Some of the promoters that you done for House and Garage?
Oh, God, everybody from Garage Fever to Rags to Riches, Sun City, just all the biggies, Exposure, just, loads of them.
East?
Is there an advert that you wanted to make but you never got a chance to make for a promotion for an organization or anything like that? Oh, you've done all the big ones, but was there one that you thought, I've never done that?
Done
them all.
I don't know. Yeah, there was so many. Yeah, I mean, there were things I would have loved to have done. Like, my favorite, for example, jungle drum and bass club, if you want to call it, back in the day was a club called AWOL, A Way of Life. And I would have loved to have done AWOL adverts, but at that time I was too busy raving. So
you weren't the one that did Moon Dance, was it? Moon Dance. No, okay.
I did go on to do Moon Dance, but no, okay. Moon Dance was not me.
Okay, all right. Cool.
Let's have another advert. Producers, can you give us another advert from Nathan, please?
The birthday celebration for the legendary Chris Sweeney. Who's Chris Sweeney?
You got Sweeney dance?
Yeah, man, I'm not Sweeney brother. But if dance I got nice, I got twice same. Saturday 10th of March at the Roadshow Retirement Home, aka Club KTM, 32 Railway Approach Harrow, HA3588. From 10 p.m. till him coffee tabak fill up. Oh no, get so do no fall down. Gramophone control on the night by LTD and the full Winner Roadshow.
Admission £10 as long as you get there before midnight or you pay more. All right. Sweet, mate.
More info, don't call us, we'll call you. What more could you want to know? We told you everything already, so get there early.
It's gonna be proper Lionel Messi.
You mean Gerard?
Massive.
So all the different voices in that's you, yeah?
Yeah, apart from I got Sweeney Dance. Yeah, everybody else is me.
Wow.
Yeah, Sweeney Dance.
Boy, so you became so popular, Choice and banned your adverts.
Oh, did you have to say that? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Should I get Martin J on and see if Martin could have answered why?
I'm not sure who was to blame for that or who'd be able to tell you. Yeah, I don't know. Calvin might know a bit more about it than Martin does. Yeah.
The better the advert, man.
So, don't you think that was a bit unfair though?
At the time,
them doing that at the time.
Well, of course, yeah. I was heartbroken. Yeah, it was, it was like a right kick in the what's it's. Yeah, it was, so yeah, it was quite a blow.
So they decided, because you were so popular on the streets, they didn't want to have your voice on Choice because they would sound like a street, a pirate.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know if it was that or whether I would make them sound, more like a street station, as it were.
That's a bit of discrimination there, isn't it? Eh? Right there.
Well, no, I don't want to say that, man. Far be it from me to bring up the Caucasian thing. You know what I mean? You said it.
I mean, but it didn't stop you, though, did it? I mean, you just kept your head down and you continued to bail out the adverts one after another. I mean, people didn't stop coming to you though. I think that probably made you even more popular anyway, didn't it?
As upsetting as it may be to Choice FM, there was more than one radio station in London and around the UK. As upsetting as it may have been to them, there was a lot more stations out there that were willing to play the ads and take the money from the advertisers. So, you know,
it still worked out.
What could I do, mate? Do you know what I mean? That's beyond my control. I just make the adverts. I'm not the promoter. I'm not the record company. I'm not any of that. I just make their adverts. And so, you know,
I'd like to know about some of the professional voiceover people that are currently out there, like the Isla Fishers and the Edward Adoos and various other guys who do this type of stuff. How do you rank in that kind of like field and that amongst those guys?
Nowhere near them. I wish I had a number for their agents.
So you're trying to tell me nobody's approached you from a professional agency, like, you know, one of these wise Buddhas or
never?
Wow,
Never.
That is
Never.
incredible.
Not one.
That
Never.
is incredible. Well, we'll try and talk to some people about that one.
Yeah,
I'll do something, please, before I die, man. Please.
But you know what? In general, it's been a good living though. Doing the adverts. I mean, I did a couple of voiceovers back in the day myself, and I didn't get anywhere near to your level of doing it. So I got utmost respect. So I know what it's like to do voiceovers, and people calling you at like 4 a.m. in the morning asking for an advert
or asking where their advert is. Yeah.
Even more so.
There's a couple of megalomaniacal promoters out there, you know. They're on the phone every 10 minutes. You started it yet? No, not yet, man. I'm going to get to it in a minute. 10 minutes later, they're back on the phone. Have you started it yet? No, man. I'm getting to it next. Half an hour later, they're back on the phone. Have you done it yet? I said, if you don't get off the bloody phone, I'm never going to get it done, am I? You know what I mean?
Oh, is that how your conversations with Sweet Vibes went then?
No,
no.
Never. Nathan, we've got Daddy Ernie in there, so maybe like Ernie will be able to. Where's his ad now? He wants his ad from you anyway. He
said he didn't need it till Monday.
What was your most popular? What was your most favorite advert that you did for anybody?
Oh, it's impossible. It's just impossible, mate. It's just because they're all so different. I mean, you've got, you know, just a straightforward dance voiceover, and then you've got something where I'm allowed to get completely mad, like you just played Sweeney's ad, which I used to love doing Chris Sweeney's ad because he's as stupid as I am. So he's quite happy to give me carte blanche and let me go mad and take the complete pee. And which I just love doing and having a chance to do something a bit crazy. But most people are too scared of crazy. They just want to keep it fairly straight and normal.
Just like myself. Just like myself. Can we have the last advert up, please, Jide?
You can take the top off the Maybach or the Rolls-Royce Phantom and join us at the private mansion house all-white birthday party with a palace marquee. Express yourself and Sweet FA present the year-to-year Coco all-white birthday celebration experience for Sweet Vibes from 5th Avenue and DJ Ali from Studio Express. Sunday 17th of June at a very secret and top-class location. And top-class DJs keep you entertained at this unbelievable year-to-year experience from 5 p.m. till 12 midnight.
Here we go. Just so they know. You know what I mean? He's been doing my adverts for over 20 years, this gentleman here. You know what I mean?
Excellent.
Do you know what? I think we need to give a shout out to some of the ad makers that was around the time that you were. So you had Mark Ross. I remember
Ross,
was making
Robbo,
Mike Anthony was making adverts. Mystery.
Mike Anthony, Mystery.
TC Fords.
Yeah, TC.
DJ Keithley was doing his own adverts. Remember DJ Keithley?
Oh, yes, man. Yes.
And Jigs used to also do adverts as well around the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there anybody that I missed out at the time that was a compare? You know, that you was not a compare.
Somebody else you probably missed out from the reggae scene, and that definitely would probably be President Sass.
Sass
used to voice a lot of adverts.
Yes,
that's right. Sass, who was also on People's FM back in the day with Colonel Briggy from Java. Yes, that's how I first met Sass, because they used to do the show before me. They used to do 2 to 4 in the afternoon, and I'd do 4 to 6. So I'd come on the end of Java and wonder what was going on. You know what I mean? I used to come in there, Briggy would have a beer towel around his neck, wiping down the sweat, you know what I mean, going mad, and Sass would be on the mic, and I'd be like, what is happening here, man? You know what I mean? It's just
President Sass, them times.
One man in his record box. Yeah.
Nate, we're going to need you to come back on another time. Can we want a round table with some of the old guys and just to sit around and just to talk? Are you going to, will you be available to do that?
Yes, of course. Just, let me know when you want me, mate.
All right, Nathan.
See, I thought we were gonna, do the entire life story. Where were you born?
Oh, do you know what we want from you? We want because we're gonna do that on a longer one. But can we have an impromptu advert for Set the Trend podcast, please?
An impromptu advert for Set the Trend podcast.
Yes,
improv.
Show your skills. Show your carte blanche to be stupid as you want, because you know we're stupid on here anyway. So,
all right, what should we do? Set the Trend podcast every Saturday night, 10 p.m. through till midnight on YouTube and Facebook with Ray, Fifth Avenue, Mr. Eastender, and Reggie Styles.
We're keeping that. We're going to edit that. Keep it. We'll send you some money, though.
I'll do it properly at work, man. If you want me to do it, just let me know. I'll do it, man. No charge. But if I can have a banner in the top right-hand corner, that would be nice.
Can you get that done, please? Because we've got a designer on one of them as well. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Nathan. We want you to come back, and we want to have a further in-depth conversation with you, with some of the lads, to bring out the best of it. Because I think some of the times, because what we want to do with the round table is that when we're all round the table talking, we'll pop up with history and stuff, and we'll go more in depth about our culture, history, and what we brought to the table.
Oh yeah.
But sir, you are a legend.
In my own lunch hour.
No, you are a legend, sir. And you're definitely someone who set the trend. Man. No, we got the right guy. We got the right guy, Nathan. We got the right guy. Thanks for taking your time to come onto the to come onto the podcast.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's
we'll see you soon. And we'll see you back soon. Yeah, yeah, cool. You will do, bro.
All right,
All right.
Salute. Salute,
see you
Nathan.
soon, guys.
All right. Hey, he is, and you know what? The love that I don't care. Like, you know, someone, you know, when you're around someone, you can tell that they're genuine and they're just a nice, lovable guy. Nathan, from day one, he's always been like that. Always been that persona. Never switch. I don't think I've ever heard him switch ever. Even when someone's pressuring him for an advert, he's a consummate professional.
Don't come on time.
He's just great guy. Great guy. Nathan, cute guy. And so if you know, well, now you guys know, because you probably never even heard him, because you've just heard his voice and you've never ever met him. So now we've given to you, and he's an integral component in our street sounds history and in our promotional work. So thank you, Nathan, cute guy. Fun.
From one legend to another.
From one legend to another legend. And she's a bit bigger than all of us, I think. And it's kind of a pleasure, because she is a trailblazer. She is someone who was the first of. Maybe there was one other female DJ around at that time, and I can only think of maybe Rankin Miss P was around from early doors, but never ever made it up to her levels. So she really dug out her own avenue, and it's nice because we're going to reminisce as well about LWR, which for some of us is one of the iconic pirate community stations from back in the day. Horizon FM, JFM, LWR. So we're going to welcome, without further ado, a living legend, a living female legend. So for all you females out here, she's representing for you as well. Can we welcome to the stage the lovely, adorable Miss Elayne Smith. DJ Elayne in the building.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm very well, really enjoying the show, honestly.
Good. How are we doing? Because like you're like tip top, so you know, like, so we want to know, like, marks out of 10 for the guys.
I would give you 11.
Right. Well, no,
serious. Well, I told you. I mean, I must have done an interview on the Bee, but just before Christmas, and they were asking, you know, what do I do with my spare time now that we're all locked in? I says, well, one of my favourite shows to watch is Set the Trend. because I think that you guys are setting the trends. You know, you just relax, you're just calm, you're just cool. And what a really lovely interview to do, you know, with Nathan. You know, I've got to tell you, I thought he was black.
you didn't know that?
I didn't know.
Wow.
I listened to that voice the whole time.
I think that's a revelation for a lot of people then. It's a revelation for a lot of people.
Really? But it's so nice to like hear his side of it, because there's so many different elements to any entity, and we very often overlook the man in the basement that's working so hard to get things done, the one that's peddling so hard. You know, I like videos, for example, you know, like when they give the artist a credit, but I'd like to know who the producers are and who the directors are. Do you know what I mean? So that was that there was really, I was like this. I was like, wow. And then he did it live. I'm pretty sure he had a built-in reverb on his voice.
I forgot to ask him about his Stone Love stories, like when he goes Jamaica and House of Leo and all that stuff. He's very ingrained in the culture. Nathan is as well.
But yeah, talking about voices,
that was really good. That was pleasant. Really
speaking
good.
about voices, you have an amazing presentation voice as well. Very, very unique. Like there's other female presenters, but no one can reach the standard of where you've been. You know.
Well, I now that I'm coming up to 60, I will give away the secret.
Never.
Lots of whiskey and as many cigars as possible. Not
So how did that voice come? How did that voice become so famous on pirate radio? And you know,
famous LWR. Was that your first pirate station?
Well, yeah, first and only. But before that, I had done a little bit of in-house radio for the YMCA, and that was courtesy of Eon Irvin. Do you remember Eon?
Oh yes, yeah.
Well, he saw me in the clubs and said, "Oh, you know, you should do some radio." So he got me like a little Saturday gig at YMCA in Tottenham Court Road. So I used to do that for a little while. But you know, I'm Miss Highty Flighty, and when I think when I came to realize what in-house radio really is, it means that it stays in the house. Nobody outside hears you. I joke. But yeah, I did that for a while and then landed a spot with LWR. Yeah, so.
And no training, radio training, nothing like that, just raw talent.
Raw talent, I'd say. Well, you know, for me, I'm not a very good student, never have been. I didn't leave school with any exams. I'm more of a hands-on person. And I'm the same with cooking as well. People say I cook quite well. But the reason why I liken it to that is that when I first decided that I was going to do radio, I just listened to people that I liked, that I liked. And just decided how I wanted to sound on radio, what I wanted my show to be like. So when I did my demo tape and took it to Zach, it was already a show. I already had my 3 in a row, my 2 from 1. I had all my parts all put together, and I put that together in a demo tape and took it to him. And of course he was like, "Do you want to do the breakfast show?" And I was like, it'd be rude not to. So, yeah.
What time was the breakfast show on at that? What time did you start? 6 or 7 in the morning?
7 in the morning till 10 every day, Monday through till Friday. And sometimes I sit back and I think I don't know how I did it, because after a little while, you know what it's like back then, everybody wanted to book you for their nightclub. So I was doing 2 and 3 gigs in the middle of the week and still getting up and dragging myself in to do the breakfast show. So you can imagine by the time it got to Thursday, I was like this.
So hold on, Elayne. How many female DJs was on LWR at the time that you was on?
For me, it was Camilla. That's who I remember. I think there was an American girl called Bliss. But I don't know if she was there before me or after me. And, you know, this is no disrespect to any other female out there, but I'm quite a tunnel vision person. So I know the world and his wife, but I'm not somebody that's cliquey. I don't have a clique. So you know, you'd have probably
Just
seen
doing your own thing. Yeah.
I just do my own thing. So I know Camilla because me and her got on really, really well. We still do.
Who was the other DJs on there at the time as well? Who was some of the other male presenters who was on at the time?
God, there was Ron Tom, Barry B, Zach, Fuzzy D, Daddy Ernie, Jigs, JJ, of course, JJ. Wow.
There was a Mr. Tim Westwood, was there? Was he on your station?
Of course, Tim Westwood. Yeah,
Ron Tom.
He doesn't want us to say it, but Tim Westwood was on LWR.
Barry B. Yeah.
Barry B. Yeah. There was quite a few. There was oh my God, I always forget his name, but he had like a massive. I mean, he's a big star, isn't he? He had like oh my God, what was his name? Can't remember. Come back. It will come back. Yeah.
So at the time, a lot of female DJs now not complain. One of their bed bugs is, I suppose, that they get treated as a novelty and not really treated as a professional DJ. You know, someone who's come into the game, and you want them to treat them for what they bring to the game. Was that ever something that you felt back in the day?
No, I mean, the thing is, it's like I say, it's like I didn't consider myself to be a female DJ. I considered myself to be a DJ who happened to be female. And what I would say to any woman who wants to be in a male-dominated arena, is to just be good at what you do. Don't expect anything, any handouts, you know. Ask guys to carry your box all day long, because I did, because guys would try and say to me, oh, well, you want to be here, you want to be a DJ, carry your own box. And I'd be like, you going to help me carry my box or not? You know? And if they say no, I just go to somebody else. Do you know what I mean? I've got heels to wear. But the thing is that you've just got to be good, and you can't rest on that. I mean, I remember one guy, in fact, he reminded me, he booked me for an event, and that it was like a massive hall, and there was a whirl of DJs on the bill, and you know, a few DJs went on, played, and you know what people are like, they just stand around the room, right, because there wasn't a lot of people there. Anyways, it was my time to come on, and I literally came off the stage, went and stood in the middle of the floor with the mic in my hand, and I said, right, okay, went back on the stage. No music's playing, you know, went back on the stage, and I went, right, it's true. When I took this gig, I made them show me the blueprint that you won't sink if you go in the middle of the floor. And then I put on a bad tune. Everybody came to the middle of the floor. At the end of the night, the promoter was like, well, you can see we never really got a lot of people, and this rare. I looked at him and I said, just give me I said, I've got the people on the dance floor. You booked me, I did my job, now I need to be paid. And he looks at me like that, and he just took out his money. He goes, yeah, and he paid me. So the point I'm making, if you act like a damsel in distress, that's what you're gonna get. If you act like somebody that's turned up for a job, that's where the respect comes from.
True words, true words.
And so on the time of the radio there, how long did your time on LWR last then? Because it seemed to me that you were a very driven individual, so it wasn't something maybe that you was looking to stay doing.
Do you know, I never know. I've never really had a plan. I just kind of get on with it, because I didn't know that I was going to fall into this career. It was an accident, but I just get on with it. I remember when I was on LWR doing the breakfast show, I got a call from BBC Programme Services, and they wanted me to come down there and put some programmes together and interview some people and that. And this is how naive I was, or I don't know, lack of ambition, or just very comfortable. I was like, and she's like, we'll train you. And I'm like, only if I can keep my breakfast show. Because because I was following the music, right?
Yeah, 100%.
BBC programme services, when I asked her exactly what it was literally BBC programme services, a lot of interviews, hardly any music. You know, so I was like, well, if I can keep my breakfast show, I'll do it. And she said, yes. Now imagine, back then, they're trying to get us off the air.
Yeah. I was thinking, yeah.
I interviewed Jermaine Jackson, Cyrita, all of my, I mean, they really gave me carte blanche to interview who I wanted to interview. And because I had the BBC pass and the big old hefty UR, I got through lots and lots of doors. And so I'm getting interviews for LWR as well. But yeah, I was like, oh, it sounds good, but only if I can do my breakfast show still. And she was like, all right.
So how long did that go on for then? So how long was that relationship there then with BBC and a pirate radio station?
I know it's off. I'm not quite sure, but it went on for a while. And I remember they had a show called WM&P, I think it was, and Gary Crowley was on there, and Joe Wiley, and so it was supposed to be Gary Crowley, Joe Wiley, and myself.
Wow.
And again, I didn't follow it through because I was supposed to be this reporter in the street, and to me it was like foolishness.
Yeah, go up in the street, ask people in business. Yeah,
it just felt like foolishness. So I didn't follow it through. Do you know what I mean? So when I actually look back at my life, I've pretty much done my own thing. I can't tell the last time I went to the plantation to work, and you know, I've been lucky. You know, so I've pretty much just done my own thing. If I want to do something, I get off and do it.
So when your relationship with LWR, well, how did that finally come to the end?
Well, I think that I did get I moved off from LWR and I went on B Sky B, the power station. So I was doing TV. I started doing TV. Do you remember B Sky B? Yeah. And they had like the square reels. I don't know what idea that was, but it never worked. Right? So I got 3 shows on that. Was it Chart Show, Rage, which is a club-based show. Oh my God, a global jukebox show, which was world music. Yeah, so it was 3 shows I think I did on there, 3 shows. So it was difficult to do LWR as well, and with them giving me those shows, it, you know, and also
you were getting paid, obviously, if like the money was coming in, was it right? Yeah.
And also we had to leave if we wanted to go legal.
Oh yes, that's right, because it was you guys and Kiss FM that were really in the running for the license, wasn't it?
Yeah.
LWR and Kiss at the time, and you both had to come off air for a period of time before you could get considered, and we all know how that turned out.
Well, you know, the thing is, Daddy only hates me for saying it, but I love Choice FM because I'm just glad that they got it to be able to pick up the baton and do something with it. But if we had gone for the South London license, there probably wouldn't have been no Choice FM. Sorry, Choice. Because we went for the London wide. We went for the London wide license. Yeah. But if we had applied for the South London license, I think we'd probably, you know, would have got it. Because, I mean, Choice FM ended up sounding like LWR anyway. They had Jigs, Daddy Ernie. They had myself, the whole lot, which I think they did a fantastic job. Do not get me wrong.
Typing right now.
Daddy Ernie's typing now. Yeah.
But you know what? I have to say that, you know, you had a massive impact as a breakfast presenter, and it says that you had 2 million listeners. I was debating with myself and trying to do the maths and the figures. You know, in the 80s, how was radio? Was your impact as a breakfast presenter that big?
Yes, but it wasn't just me. I mean, obviously it was the whole station, but when you're in it, you don't really know it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even when I was doing the 291 Club, I remember being in the post office, and there was an elderly couple who was standing in front of me, and I don't know, I was talking to my son or something, and they turned round, and that's a recent one, and they turned round and said, "Oh, you're that lady off the telly," because they recognised the voice. Elderly white couple, you know. So that was when I knew that the 291 Club was being watched by the masses, you know. In terms of LWR, a lot of the other presenters, female presenters, used to say to me, "I'm fed up with you," because every time I tell someone that I'm a DJ presenter, they say, "Oh, are you Elayne?"
That is huge. That is huge. That is what you call branding. And this is pre-internet, like Facebook, Twitter.
None of those.
Yeah. It's those times when if you plan to meet somebody somewhere, be there, because there's no mobile phone, right? So you get
Right.
them days, you know. Wow. I think I still remember the telephone number of the phone box up the road.
So hold on there, Elayne. So we've got somebody who's probably been in your life from 1983 or 84, from whenever he started it and you was listening to it. And I don't know if this gentleman was the one who gave you the call, but we have an ultimate legend in the building. And when I say legend, I don't see it loosely. One of the founders of that movement of soul music, jazz from back in the day. We have the owner, or used to be the owner of Zach, and I know he doesn't do any interviews.
This is rare. This is big.
Exactly. Big. Trend podcast, please. My gosh, Don Dada is in the building.
Wow.
Zach, it's his fault.
Zach.
Yeah, I couldn't miss this opportunity because you got my favorite person there.
Oh,
yeah.
Zach, what makes her your favorite person?
Well, she's class. She uses class. She's the best in the business.
My God.
It's as simple as that.
Is that something that attracted you to her in the beginning? Was it you that gave her the phone call?
Well, to be honest, it was Daddy Ernie. Daddy Ernie was the one who discovered her, and then he brought her to my attention. And subsequently, we met up at a club. She submitted a tape, and under normal circumstances, it would take about a month, maybe 3 months, for a person to even get anywhere close to broadcasting on that. But we spoke of, it was on a Thursday. I said, "Well, you start on Monday."
Wow.
That was it.
Class.
Absolute class.
Yeah.
And for you, Zach, at that time, did you have a vision how you wanted your station to sound, look, and feel, or was you still going through the motions of like trying to put something together and was just fumbling about?
No, there was no fumble. Exactly what we wanted. We set out to achieve that mission and bring it to conclusion. And the conclusion would have been a license, obviously, but it never worked out that way.
At that time, did you have a... So, DJ Elayne, where did you want DJ Elayne to go? Because you said that you know she's your favorite. Where do you think that DJ Elayne should be?
Where she should be now? She's got a lot of regard in the business, but I think she should be a lot bigger than she is at the moment. Not to say she's not big, she is.
Yes, she is,
but
yeah.
You know, she's the one who's created a path for all these female DJs to follow. She's very, very good. Very good. And I mean, we've seen the likes of, I've forgotten her name. All right, I'm not going to call people's names. It's not right for me to do that. But as far as I'm concerned, she's the best. She's trodden a great path. She's opened many doors. She's done some inspirational things. And she's a very, very good presenter.
Did the advertising come in when you put her on the breakfast show? Did it increase?
For gulping, so I don't know. They were, salivating. So I don't.
Zach, did you put on, because you used to put on your own events as LWR? Was she a shoehorn to be like one of the select few DJs that you put on the event? And
yeah, one of the was that when Elayne came along, I had a vision that one day we'll have a team of people who could go out there and go across anywhere, play, and she was key to that.
Zach, did you put on?
We did have other women before, but she was the one that we was waiting for. As soon as she came along, that was it.
Okay.
Wicked.
Zach, have you got another device on at all? Because we can hear some echoing coming round.
Echo. Okay. I think, as with most people, when you're seeing yourself on telly.
Well, you can't watch.
He hasn't lost it, has he? He hasn't lost it. Zach, I'm just talking to you for a while. You came synonymous with community radio station and the way that it evolved over years. Do you think you get enough credit for being at the forefront of that community radio station movement and bringing black music predominantly to the mainstream?
I'm not entirely bothered about that. My thing was that it was a movement. My thing was that we was going to create a notion and drive right the way through the system, right through the mainstream. And we achieved that. We did that. The only reason why we're still around, I suppose, is because having done all that hard work and having got licensed stations, they all sold out. So for my way of thinking, we need to be here because once again, we have to lead the fight. We have to make sure that it's not forgotten what we were doing and what we want to do in the future.
You were a platform for some iconic DJs to come off that. I think we even missed out Derek Boland. I saw Daddy Ernie put in there.
Big hi to
yeah. So who was? Maybe it's a bit unfair to ask because Ernie's here, and you've already said that Elayne was your number one DJ. But who was some of your other favorites on the station, Zach?
Well, we could go for a massive list. Maxi Jazz.
Jazz. Faithless.
Faithless. That's who I was thinking about.
Faithless. Yeah.
Carl Cox.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jasper the Vinyl Junkie.
Yep. Yes. Yep.
Who else? Gosh, do you want me to go through all the list?
No, just go through them. They just need to know.
Yeah, she had a show on Channel 5. I mean, there's so many.
What do you think? Do you think that London missed a big trick in for whatever reason, not giving that license? Because you would have had the same DJs at the time on your station, wouldn't you? If you'd gone legal, more or less.
Most definitely. But we didn't have to come on and train people. They were all trained up. Everybody on there was part of the academy. So they were the best DJs around, without a shadow of a doubt.
Is there anything that you would do differently?
Yeah, I'd probably look for another DJ Elayne because I think
Listen, Zach, that's amazing. Thank you so much, man. I mean,
Zach, we want you to come back at some point and talk more in depth with you about.
There's not much for me to say.
There's so much.
There is, mate. I think we would like to document. We would like to formally document your legacy as well, Zach, because we think you're a vital part of the pirate radio station movement, music in general. You know what I mean? And we think it's a story that hasn't been told. You know, enough. And like we know you don't like doing interviews, so you know, I don't know how Elayne got you on here. You must be teachers, Elayne.
I was.
There's no way I would not do this interview. Elayne, 100%.
Oh, thank you, Zach. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Zach.
Zach, thanks for coming on, Zach. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot.
Tell your people there is a station called LW Radio, and it's on lwrradio.com. lwrradio.com. Tell them to check that out. Pioneering different class. Thanks.
All right, thanks a lot. So that's lwrradio.com.
Still surviving, still living. Big up, Zach.
Yeah.
Done Dada. in the building.
Thanks, Zach.
So Elayne,
Yeah.
we alluded slightly to 291 Club. I mean, you've done so much stuff. We've got Noel McCoy to come as well.
Hold on. But hold on, Reggie. But can I just say, Elayne, thank you for that moment. That was a moment for me, because Zach was just synonymous with the culture. I don't think I've ever seen him before, because maybe I was too young, you know what I mean? And I didn't see him DJ and stuff and whatever else. But thanks for that. You know what I mean?
He's amazing. Zach is amazing. He just thinks outside of the box. Even while he was running LWR, you know, he ran it as a professional business. He had PO boxes, he paid taxes, he was running, what's it called? Vegetable stores and takeaways. He was a proper roadman, really, but because he didn't, do you know what I mean? So he did it all properly, you know. So we started with the best.
Sorry, Reggie.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on 291 Club a bit. You were one of the kind of like faces of 291 Club. What was the 291 Club, for those who don't know about it, might not have heard about it, and what, you know, who was it aimed at when you set it up and started it?
Right, well, I started it while I was at LWR. And the reason why I set it up is because we used to get lots of mail from record companies, even though they weren't allowed to be servicing pirates, but they knew that if we played their tunes, it'd be a hit. And I used to get so frustrated that, I mean, you must know, there'd be piles like this every day. And 1 and 2 of them, 3, 4 maybe, would be really good, but they were so... You could see where they'd spent so much money on this packaging. And it was so frustrating that I used to even actually say that the only thing left for doing this thing is use it as a frisbee, right? That's how funny. And then spend so much money on it. And I used to say I could go down the roads and pick out a number of people that could give you a better tune. So I decided to put my money where my mouth was, and I went and looked for a club and found Oasis, and I started holding auditions there, and did the show on the Saturday night. And within a couple of weeks, it was sold out at the seams. It was just packed. So I had to move it, and I moved it to the West End to Pal Joey's. Whilst I was in the West End, Charlie Hanson, Bev Randall came in, and then I think I made them judges or something like that. And then at the end of the finals, Charlie Hanson, who used to do Birds of a Feather on BBC, said to me that he was putting on a variety show at the Hackney Empire, and would I like to make my talent show a part of it?
Wow.
So my favourite saying, it'd be rude not to. So, so then we did a couple of seasons, you know, building it up. And then just one day, Bev said to me, sit down. I said, what's up? She goes, it's packed out there. We can't start the show because the queues are going round the corner.
Wow.
What? And that was just like, 1 week it was just like just the bottom, and then the next week it was just like you couldn't find anywhere to sit. And then with the days as well where there was no kind of fire regulations, so you know, man and man was all squeezed up around the back, and it was like a blues dance in there. It really was. It was so bad. So what was the question?
You kind of like answered it, which was what was it aimed at, and how did it?
It was aimed at our people, for our people.
Yeah.
It was just this. You know, you asked me earlier on about having a plan. It's just like I see it. It needs to be done, so I do it. I know that I don't like long term anything. I like everything to have a start, a middle, and an end. You know, do that project, move on, do it, move on, do it, move on, you know. So that's what my life has been like.
So this project was way before Simon Cowell got the idea, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. And so who were some of your favorite acts on the 291 Club?
Oh my God, Wonder Nose, the dreads. He used to balance everything on his nose, and he used to skank. And he'd have these other 3 dreads with him, just on there, just vibing, and he just got a bike on his nose. And I remember when they were doing the deliberation, the judges were doing the deliberation, and the guy goes, I think I've got it on film still. He goes, Wonder Nose was absolutely fantastic, pretty useless, and the other three friends were just as useless, but they were such entertainment.
Oh my gosh!
So
yeah, but go on.
So when ITV came calling for you,
yeah,
what were the discussions that you had? They called your phone. They called your manager at the time. How did this?
Well,
go?
Again,
it would be rude not to.
Well, they didn't actually. They didn't call me. They called Charlie Hanson, because he was the one that actually got Humphrey Barclay to come in to watch the show, right? So, and again, Bev called me at the end of the night, because she said she didn't want to tell me that ITV was in the house, London Weekend Television it was, because she didn't want to put me off my game. So it was at the end, she said that the commissioning editor was in the house, really loved the show, and wants your talent show. Well, it'd be rude not to say. It'd be rude to say no.
So did they want as is? Did they try and change up anything? Did they?
No, absolutely as is. It's a shame they didn't take the variety on either side, because if you ever came down to the event, we used to have like comedy and like, you know, warm-up acts and stuff like that, people that were just trying to make it in the industry, you know. But it was
who were some of your comedians at the time that were trying to make it? Who graced your stage at the time?
Oh wow, we had Curtis Walker, Curtis and Ishmael. We had Richard Blackwood, Angela Marr, Eddie, pretty much everybody came through the 291 Club.
Was Eddie any good them days? Because I know his partner's pretty good, but was Eddie? I think Eddie was just feeling his way those days, because I know that Robbie had it by then, but I'm not sure if Eddie did.
But you know, the thing about them two, all right, is that they just had it. They just had it. It's a bit like Curtis and Ishmael. Did you ever see them together?
Yeah.
Them two together was just like, oh my God, that was it. That was supposed to happen. That was it. That was supposed to break the glass ceiling, them two.
So Elayne, all of these programs were recorded. Obviously, they was on TV, so they're recorded. What is the chances of getting them rerun on TV in this age, this day?
Well, let's put it this way. If there's a way to unrecord them recording over our tapes, then we might.
How do you mean recorded over your tape?
Well, I did kind of investigate on whether or not, you know, we could have a rerun, and they were saying that the tapes no longer exist.
What? Isn't that what they said to Eddie when he was asking about them? So, do you mean they no longer exist? How can they no longer exist? That doesn't happen, though, does it? I'm sure it doesn't.
Well, you're asking me. I don't know. I know as much as you.
Okay. So
we need to put some pressure on them, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, we need to go back and get it. I mean, these were great shows. These were great shows. They're worthy of a repeat.
Is that both broadcasters? Because you was on Channel 4 as well. So have both broadcasters lost
the tape?
Both of them.
We'll have to do some investigation Monday morning.
You know, I mean, you've got to see with them. Tapes were very expensive back then. So they had to recycle.
In that world, they do not get rid of those tapes. They've got those tapes. Look how they found that Diana tape that they said they couldn't find. With the interview on it for 25 years afterwards, they found it. So they've got them there.
Somebody's got it somewhere, but we hope we'll try and get it out there.
I'll make a phone call.
Well, you know, it'd be nice to see it. It would be nice to see them, but you know, for me, we're not over yet. We're just getting started, really. We're just getting started, you know. I mean, one of the reasons why I love this program so much, Set the Trend, is because I've heard of all of you guys. I know you mainly because of your sound names and stuff like that. And I think I've played with you a couple of times. And because the clubs are now shut down, it's forced everybody on camera. So, and it's forcing us all to use another skill, you know, because if it wasn't for COVID, I don't know whether you'd have been doing this. Do you know what I mean?
We did start it before COVID, but
did you?
well, no, we wouldn't have. I'm not sure we would have come online. We was thinking about doing a live Set the Trend podcast, but not weekly. And we wasn't probably thinking we had a list of guests that we wanted to do, but definitely not in this format. And I definitely wouldn't have been doing my breakfast show. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have come online to do that. I would have left it to who was already online. So for me,
so for me, it's nice to have the memories, but I'm just like, let's keep creating new ones. Let's keep creating new ones. And one thing about us is that we took flour and made dumpling.
Yeah.
And on that subject, actually, funny enough, you not only broadcaster, breakfast presenter, TV talent show judge and host with the 291 Club, you also had an A&R hat as well.
Yes.
At EMI Records. Tell us a bit about that and you know what happened there.
Was that around the same time as 29 or was it after?
It was after. It was after. Do you know, I think that's my favorite job. That has been my favorite job of all times.
And what year was that?
Oh God,
95,
96, because that's when the album came out. 96. I think.
Fly, Fresh and Fat.
That's the one.
Is that Idris?
Is that Idris? Is that a young Idris?
Yeah. See, so I mean that was just lateral thinking. So what would happen there? I think actually I was making a documentary with Mike Stock. That was into the second leg of Fly, Fresh and Fat, but it started over at EMI Records, and the idea came from the Voice newspaper actually. So they had sent a proposal in, and my line manager put it on my desk and said, "What do you think of this?" Well, it'd be rude to say no to such a proposal. Do you know what I mean? Plus, I already knew the Voice. You know what I'm saying? So it was right up my street. So I grabbed it with both hands, and then I just managed it and took it over, and that's how it all happened. Yes.
Can I ask a question? How many A&Rs were female that were black at the time that you took that role?
None. Not in this country. None.
You were first. Wow.
Yeah, I was first.
Trailblazer.
Wow. Was Trevor there at the same time?
Manager as well. It was A&R Manager.
Yeah. Was Trev there as well? Trevor, Mr. Nelson.
Trevor Nelson, yeah. He was in Cool Tempo.
Cool Tempo. Yeah.
Harriet, yeah.
And at Fly, Fresh and Fat, for people that don't know, it was kind of like a showcase and album at the same time, wasn't it? Which you put together, and that was
album. That's it.
And that was quite rare then, and it was kind of like something that nobody really knew about. And you know, congratulations on it. It was really, really good. And you had people like Stacey Phipps.
Stacey Phipps
came out there as well. She's still doing her thing.
Yeah, she's still doing her thing. And Denise Shea, Jerry Bascom brought him into the office, the boy band. You know, Jerry.
Oh Bascom, yeah, you managed Denise Shea. Yes,
managed Denise Shea. Oh my God, the office. Yeah.
So what were the challenges for you at the time, being a female and being a black female in such a prominent position, the only one in the United Kingdom and the first one? What were some of the challenges for you?
I think it was just trying to find my way around the conglomerate, around the infrastructure. But I just treated it the same way I did with my DJing. So know what you want to do and do it. Find who you need to find and do it. You know what I mean? So once I know what it is I want to do, then I set about doing it. Mm-hmm. So the only daunting thing for me was just really finding my way around the infrastructure, because I didn't know anything about the music industry. I didn't even know what an A&R was. You know, it was there that I learned that it was artists and repertoire and what an A&R person did and the various channels that you had to go through.
So did they just leave you to fly? They just left you and then just said, here's your office, get on with it.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite act that you signed?
I only signed Denise, but Stacey was going to be next, and then A-Level, and then I was just going to sign them one by one. I had a plan, one by one. But I loved them all. You know, I went down to Lux's studio, Deja Vu. When was it? Monday, and hired a DAT machine from him because I've got like a bag full of DAT machines, a bag full of DATs.
I don't think people know what DATs are. Some people will not remember what a DAT machine is, Elayne. You're going to have
digital audio tape.
Digital audio tape. So it's a small. It's what producers use to record their music on for better quality.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was that little, what was
mini
it called?
disc.
Mini disc that came and went like the wind.
With the quickness, yeah.
It was just, and then the CDs came in that they promised wouldn't scratch. But anyway, I think that loving music so much, and I think that I'm a DJ because I'm a frustrated musician. I can't sing, I can't play an instrument. You know what us DJs are like. You know, we actually feel like we're the artists. Do you know what I mean? When we get big pressures on you. So to get the opportunity to actually hone someone's career, because that's what an A&R's responsibility is. I was, oh my God, it was the best time of my life. I absolutely loved it. And I even found a recording of when I did the showcase in Hanover Grand, where Jodeci hijacked my stage.
I heard about that.
Jodeci
what happened there?
Stage. They were up in the roof on the rafters, and the place was so packed. They were having a show the following day, and Denise was obviously mimicking them. Really, let's face it, right? Boys to Men, Jodeci, and everybody was just having a rip roaring time. It was a Wednesday night. It was just fantastic, and I think they just got in the vibe, innit? Anyway, Tutu's. I'm trying to get round the back, and Suge Knight is stood at the door like this. He's not letting nobody in because Jodeci's round the back, so he's protecting his
I didn't even know. So he was their manager or bounce or something to do with them. At the time,
something to do with them, right? Yeah. And he's standing there like, I can't come in, right? And I've turned to him like I to him. I didn't even know who Suge Knight was. All I know is that he's people there. I'm like, this is my house, right? And then he's saying to me, so put his hand down, and he goes, well, I've got Jodeci. And I says, they can't go on my stage unless my boys can take a picture with them wearing a Fly Fresh and Fat t-shirt.
Yeah, wow.
So he went, okay. So they went on the stage. So I've got the recording of Jodeci singing live on the stage.
Wow.
And me actually on the stage going, right, can I have blah, 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 blah. Let's get this photograph done. We got all the photos.
Wow. I mean,
Elayne.
So you batted up Suge Knight. Wow.
So many stories, Elayne. Another one. You presented Top of the Pops.
Top of the Pops, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they should.
Suge Knight, Death Row Records.
Tell us quickly your Top of the Pop story.
Oh, my Top of the Pop story. I did 3, all of us there. We all done 3 episodes. Oh my God, look at that.
Let me test your memory. Let me test your memory. In those 3 programs, who was number 1?
I don't know, but I do remember introducing Diana Ross.
Wow. Legend.
Oh, Diana Ross.
Diva.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
Was she a bit of a, did you get to meet her, or was she just, there was no way you was getting anywhere close to her?
I didn't meet her, but, you know, I understood it. But I've always been one of these people, if someone says there's like, someone famous in the house,
Mm.
and people start rushing them. I'm not one of those people to rush them. Do you know what I mean? Because you could see she was just standing there, so nice and quiet. She was preparing herself to go and perform. The last thing she wants is people all over her. So I was just like, Diana Ross is there.
When you were presenting Top of the Pops, was it Wood Lane?
Yes.
Yeah, because that Wood Lane, I remember all the green rooms were very separated from each other. So, I don't know. In my time when I went there, a lot of the green rooms, so we didn't even get to see any of the other acts except for in the canteen.
Oh, right. Okay. No, that's that. I do remember. Go on.
No. It's your story. You go ahead.
No, I was interested in hearing what you was going to say. And
oh no! I remember doing being up there a couple of times with a few artists. Also, I did Lamar, Top of the Pops Christmas special. I was DJing on Top of the Pops. There is somewhere a tape of me DJing on Top of the Pops for Lamar.
Well done, mate. You see? They do take black brothers sometime. You know what I mean?
I'm following after DJ Elayne. That's what it is. She set the trend.
It's I don't know. I remember I talking about DJ, and I remember I think I've got a tape somewhere as well of doing being a DJ on Brookside.
Wow.
Okay.
Channel 4.
And it wasn't supposed to be a speaking part, But the minute they threw to me, I just went, throw your hands in the air. I'm waving like I just don't care. Like that. And they kept it in.
Did you get a check for that one?
Yeah, you get paid for that. You do get paid. But this is what I mean. It's like, I don't know, right or wrong. I just enjoyed the moment.
Wow.
Elayne, after all these years of setting that trend now, is there any females that you see out there that you kind of like, black females just like yourself who are getting opportunities that you kind of take notice of?
What I love is Miss Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Miss Ouch.
Miss Ouch. She don't frighten to play music.
Go on, Miss Ouch.
Miss Ouch, love her. Love God, who do I love? What's her name? She's a trophy winner in the reggae world. Queen. Oh God, what's her name? I'm terrible with names. I've got to remember that I'm coming up to 60, innit?
Look, DJ Queenie. She's a really mature lady. Queenie.
No,
she's playing at Domino Club.
She's
Who is that?
What's her name?
Oh, Rasta Queen.
Rasta Queen.
Oh, right, okay.
Rasta Queen.
Is it Rasta Queen? She wears the.
Yes, she wears the wrap.
Yeah, she's lovely, man. Lovely. Beautiful to play. And who else is there? There's quite a lot actually, but I just can't remember everybody's names. I can't remember everybody's name.
Well, I have to say, you've set the trend for a lot of people, like especially the youngsters like Remel, London, and the Yinkers and the Shani T. Maries, and all these people. They have to definitely they owe you so much for opening up so many doors on their behalf right now and doing a similar thing today. So I'm sure if they were watching right now, they would definitely be looking at you as one of the great trailblazers and inspirations.
Well, thank you for saying so. But as I say, I hadn't set out to do anything. And if I have done it, it's only because I've just followed my heart and I followed the music. That's how I always used to end up in shubbeens, because I was following the music.
Wait, to ask you that, what sounds did you go and listen to it in the shubbeens like back in the day before?
Soprano B all day long. I was a soprano B girl.
Wow. Yeah, man, that is... Yeah, bad sound still. Bad sound. Any of the Rare Groove ones? Did you go any of their dances?
No, this is a funny thing because I can't remember. All I know is that I started raving when I was probably about 15. And then I soon left the country when I was about 16, 17 to play in a girl band. I was playing the drums.
You said you couldn't play no instruments.
Yeah, we are like that.
Hey, you can't that play.
You can play
rock and roll music.
You can play the drums.
Yeah, really, really rusty. It was rock and roll music, so it was just really easy. You know what I mean? You got the black girls playing rock and roll music, and that had great fun doing that. And then came back, and then so there's a big chunk that I missed out on. So I was in the raving times when we used to do Valley High on a Thursday, Friday, Sunday. We used to do late nights at the Ritzy. So you guys were probably a lot younger than me, but we used to do late night movies at the Ritzy. And then we used to go to People's Club or somewhere like that, or Nations, and do you know what I'm saying? So and then shortly after I was a DJ, you know, so if there was a sound that I followed, it would have been Safrana B, because they used to play Deronda Road as well, which was just on my estate, just where I used to live. But yeah.
Wow.
I would usually ask, I thank a guest and ask them to depart, but I know the next guest that we've coming on is one of your favorite artists, someone that you've championed.
Oh yeah.
Someone you championed as well.
Yes.
Can we producers? Can we get the great Noel McCoy? Can we bring him into our conversation, please? Where is Noel? Oh, you're muted, Noel.
Yeah. Yay!
Can you hear me?
Yes. Noel.
Hey.
Welcome to Set the Trend, Noel.
Yeah, man. Elayne.
Yes, Noel.
Noel, how are you, sir?
I'm very well. I've been here with good friends, people who I go back with. Raymond and the man called Glenn, who's sort of like keeping me company and helping me out. So, Elayne.
All right.
Okay, so Raymond says to me to tell Elayne, do you remember at Sonia's wedding in Hammersmith?
Yes.
So that's Raymond, who I'm with.
And I helped her get into Nicky Black Market.
And he helped you get into
Why is he hiding?
Yeah, I'm not hiding. Because my thing, innit? Come.
Elayne,
Hey!
you don't recognize me because my face is looking a bit fat, yeah?
No. You're not wearing the suit.
I know you from back in the day. I met you outside Nicky Black Market's record shop.
Wow.
Nicky Black Market.
That was possible.
Yeah. What do you mean it's possible? I introduced you to all the jungle DJs.
Oh, did you? Thank you.
I think you was doing an article or something.
Possibly.
Oh, come on, don't blame me, Elayne. I know it's a long time. I know it's a long time ago. I know you, but I know you from back in the day.
All right, big up.
All right, big up, man.
Let me put Noel back on.
Salute.
You, Elayne, bless, yeah.
Bless you, darling. Thank you.
Big up, real man.
Enjoying the brandy today, boy.
I've not seen Raymond in a few years, and I got to know Raymond due to my youth work. I worked for a company called Paddington Arts, and I did singing and drama workshops. And because of that, the director of the company, we did took the kids to the Glastonbury because we had a farm there, and we filmed them mucking out, doing all the stuff you do on a farm. Next thing you know, we get a deal with TVS, and we film all this stuff. So that's how his sister, Raymond's sister, Melissa, is a very good friend of mine, and she was in the episodes, 2 episodes. We did 2 series for children's ITV. So that's how I got to know Raymond. And then, I say Raymond for years. I remember we chat. Him say, "Me know DJ Elayne." I say, "Where you know DJ Elayne from?" Cause
You introduced her to the jungle DJs, man.
Aye. So you saw the thing flex.
Yeah.
You know, we're all just like what did they say?
Connected.
We're all connected somewhere or another.
Yeah, we're family.
So no, you're gonna be.
You have it. We're a family. That's right.
Yeah. On that note, may I say,
DJ Elayne,
Elayne,
do you want to do you want to introduce Noel into his first song for us, please? Because we're not going to let you go yet.
Yeah,
Okay,
all right.
I'll definitely.
Before you do that,
lovely. Yeah.
well, me did want to say no. Me did want to say to Elayne, are you in England?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay.
I'm
Say
back
no more.
now.
Okay.
Say no
Good
more.
to know. Good to know, because I know you've been away all over the place, and I've not been able to see you, because me and Elayne were very close in the sense of we help one another, projects, etc. I like Elayne. I like Matt.
No, it's the truth. It's the truth.
And on that
he
note,
made a record with me.
And
as
on
well.
that note, yeah.
I've
All
got a record he's made with me.
Sorry for going back. I've not seen you for couple of years now.
No, I know.
I miss you, my love. I do.
I miss you too, babes.
It's getting hot.
All right. Let's
So Elayne, do you want to? So Elayne, can you intro Noel into his first song, please? Maybe. Thanks.
Okay, so right, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to bring this artist on stage. He is a consummate professional. You may know him for the big hit Family. He's been in this business for over 20, 30, 40 years. Please put your hands together for Noel McCoy.
Are we family here today?
Yeah.
100%.
Can I get some response? Are we family?
Family.
All right. That's how we do. Okay, I'm going to take you back to 1990. Check the scene, UK. The sounds of the family McCoy, Janet McCoy, Robin McCoy, Corner McCoy. They came with a song which kind of like understood all the industry, and the people who were living in London and out of London could relate to this, because the 90s was a dread time. Here we go. He's watching you. I wonder what you're doing in front of him now. Oh yeah, very soon he'll be copying you, following the father figure. Oh yeah, I love my kids, my family. I'm not looking for no easy apology. Said I know that I'm to blame. Yeah. The wife and the kids not seen to reasoning. See, I've been caught deceiving, and things will never be the same. Yeah. Families need each other, and we should stay together to make this world a better place every day. So what about the ones who have to suffer? Sacrifice the freedom. Families need each other every day. For a while, yes, I'll wait a while and hope and pray for change. Hope and pray it won't be long. My children will be here soon. But when they're all gone, I'm all alone again. I love my kids, my family. I'm not looking for no easy apology. You see, I know that I'm to blame. The wife and the kids not seen to reasoning. See, I've been caught deceiving, and things will never be the same. Families need each other. Oh gosh, we stay together. Let's do this. Make this world a better place every day. All about the children. To suffer and sacrifice the freedom. Yeah. Need each other every day. People all over the world on the podcast scene. Let me hear you say, hey, yeah. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. You know, I found out yesterday that I can come back home to stay. Now I can chill a while, cause right now home is the place I wanna be. Looking ahead and inside of me, I must find myself lucky. I'm homebound once again. Families need each other. Oh, yes, they do. We should stay together. That's right. To make this world a better place every day. In the COVID condition, suffer. Families need their fathers, yes they do. Ooh. Make this world a better place. Suffer. Don't sacrifice your freedom. We need each other. Hey. Don't you know you need your families? Yes, you do. Ooh. Father, sister, you know you need your families. Yes, you do. Yeah. People all over the world, we are family, same blood, same family. Oh, ooh, yeah.
So Noel, quickly on that one, what inspired family?
Lots of my friends were going through certain breakups in their relationship, and I was all right, my relationship at that time. I was on my way to a meeting on a Sunday. I didn't bring my dictaphone with me. It was a musical meeting, and when I got to the meeting, I said to Steve Spira, I said, do you have a cassette where I can record this lyric because I want to get it out? He said no. So I said, all right. Did the meeting, come out the meeting, left the building, got back on the train, and everything came. The melody, the lyrics, half of the song came on my way home. So that's how.
Wow. Iconic. Thanks a lot for that. No, you ain't finished yet. You've got another song for us, haven't you?
Oh, really?
Play my tune, man. What's the tune I like? Oh.
So this tune here is called "We Need Somebody," and it's a song what I wrote back in the 90s, and was going through some cassettes and then found it, and then I redid it, and here we have it. I did it 2 weeks ago, so it's quite fresh. I just before I do it to get a response.
Just a note, whoever's engineering, can they make sure the instrumental's up a bit?
Yep, you got that right. I'm glad.
Cool.
Okay then, yeah.
DJ Elayne, do you want to intro him again, please?
Oh right, yes, of course.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there's a little bit more to Noel McCoy than just a pretty face. He's very integral to the youth on the streets. He's made movies with them. And he's here today on Set the Trend with a tune that he wrote about, what did he say, 10 years ago?
Yeah, well, many years before that when I was published with Hit and Run. Maybe in the 90s, late 90s I wrote this.
In the late 90s.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Noel McCoy.
Thank you, Elayne. So this one goes out to all you people around the world who are suffering from the mental. I'm talking about the mental pressures what we're having with COVID. What happened to our mating game? Your look, your touch is not the same. I now know that this time it's over. So now we play the waiting game. We need somebody, not just anyone's gonna do for us. We need somebody, not just just someone who's gonna take your heart and break it in two. Why does it have to be this way? So sensitive emotionally. I like to be as cold as ice sometimes, but I know that's just not me. We need somebody, not just anyone's gonna do for us. We need somebody, not just someone who's gonna take your heart and break it in two. We need somebody, that someone you can pour out your heart to. We need somebody that's funny to turn your gray skies into blue. Somebody to love, anybody. In these COVID times, lockdown times, everybody should need somebody to. Everybody needs somebody. What happened to our mating game? Your look, your touch is not the same. I now know that this time is over. So now we play the waiting game. We need somebody, not just anyone's gonna do for us. We need somebody, not just someone who's gonna take your heart and break it in two. We need somebody, that someone who can pour out your heart to. We need somebody that be funny to turn your gray skies into blue. We need somebody. Yeah, yeah. We need somebody. Yeah. Oh, we need somebody. Yeah, you. We need somebody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Noel, is that your new single? That one is?
Well, it's not a single. It's just something I just thought I'm working on. I haven't finished it. It's maybe 80%.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the demo. Wow.
Yeah, it's a demo. Yeah, man.
So what can we see from you? Have you got other tracks that you're working on? Are you going to try for another album, or what's going on?
I'll be honest with you. Hey, thanks, Raymond. I'll be honest with you. I'm quite prolific on what I do, and I have thousands of songs. But in terms of albums, I have 5 albums: Northern Soul, Roots Reggae, and Lovers Rock. And I have a like a soul R&B, what you guys would play. So
yeah. I play Northern Soul.
You do? Okay, sorry. But I'm just saying I've got and I have a rock artist called Dino, who I've been producing really fresh stuff. So in terms of material, that's what I do. When you don't hear from me, I'm just at it in here, my studio, which I've had for many years.
And if you haven't heard some of Noel McCoy's stuff, check out his Digital Soul stuff as well. The stuff he did with Digital Soul was wicked.
Oh yes, great stuff. So yeah, I'm a guy. I like to work with different people, you know. And throughout the years, I've done that. My mum always says, "You just do your own thing, man. Do your thing."
Okay.
But I can't help it, innit? I'm a sort of person. I like to vibe. The vibrations, if it's right with the opposite person, let's do it. You know.
And like you're also 1/5 of the collective.
Come on, oh yes, and the collective, of course, yeah. Working with Junior, Omar, Donny, Lee John, I say as well, because we did a lot of stuff with Lee, is a joy. Working with the guys, them, you know, and Donny in particular, who
he puts in the work. Yeah,
he put that album together. Him and Junior, but it's Donny, because Donny is a professor when it comes to programming and as a musician. Phenomenal. So I've done a lot of stuff with Donny, which is R&B based, which one of the songs is coming out in June. So I say the question you asked, in June, I have a 5-track EP, a couple of tracks with Donny, and the rest with other co-writes. So yeah, look out for that.
And I hope you'll come back on the show to premiere at least.
You know what? I'd like to say this, right? People out there, I'd like to say that these guys get in. What do you call it again? Get what?
Set the trend.
Set the trend. Sorry. Set the trend. I know it sounds bad, but I have to be honest. Set the trend. Very professional. Getting it right. Knee deep. Give thanks to you to get this thing right. Very professional. I've seen some of the shows. I'd love to come back.
Yeah, that'd be great. No. So if people need to get hold of you and buy some of your songs, what's the best place for them to, 1, get in contact with you, 2, to support you and buy some of your songs?
Okay, so my website, which is up, I have a couple of websites, but I'm going to give you this one. Don't laugh. In the love laughy. So it's Maku.
I'm on the Brandy as well, mate.
But that's what I like about you guys. And have fun. You know, you're not taking.
What do you mean? Come on, man.
Okay.
Come on.
So, .com. And then I have another one which I'm working on. I fucking missed the I missed the expiry date. But have you guys heard of Bandzoogle?
No.
Okay, it's a site from California, and it's musicians who's put it together, and they do a great deal. So you can get stuff on there. You can hear some of my stuff on noelmccoy.bandzoogle.com.
So how's Bandzoogle spelled? No, just for
BANDZ00GLE Zoogle.com.
Okay.
Wicked. And then if you want to contact me on my
socials,
social. So it's Noel McCoy. It's Noel Samuel McCoy on my Instagram, and it's Noel McCoy on my Facebook. And then you can contact me if you want on my business, creative MC 50@gmail.com.
Yeah, my days. Noel McCoy, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, sir. And big up Raymond as well.
Raymond, man. Big up Mark as well.
Mark, Brandy afterwards.
Baby.
Hi, Daddy.
You know me, innit? I know you know me. Yeah? I know you know me. Yeah?
All right. Cheers, Raymond.
I know you guys. I know
you know me.
All right, cheers. Thank you so much.
Somebody put Jesus is at the wheel. Jesus definitely not in there.
Elayne, oh my gosh. Listen, Elayne, thank you so much for coming on. But before you go, right, I've got a question for you. Like, what is next for DJ Elayne?
Right, okay. So at the moment, he's funny.
DJ Elayne, you know me, you know me. He should have been on stage, mate. I reckon he was funny back then.
291. He should have been on 291.
He had no regard to like the program. It's like, you know, we're having this conversation.
Why?
And the thing about it, I don't remember what.
You know me. You know me.
And
he looked like a St. Elizabeth man still. He looked like a man from St. Elizabeth, like one of my hometowns. Still, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Oh, my days.
The interview, he introduced me to the whole of the jungle.
So what is next for you, DJ Elayne?
Well, at the moment, I'm working with the Soul Syndicate. We've now got a new member. So it's Barry Master Mix It Be, JJ the Getting Hot Man, and also Pete Mello is part of the new lineup now for Mayor. So,
Pete.
Yeah, Pete, yeah. So so that's what we do on a Saturday morning. And I'm writing my book now. So I'm hoping to deliver that for my birthday. So it's a present to myself.
For you.
Yeah, and I think the book's going to be more about, it's going to be about what I've done and what I'm doing and where I hope to go with what I'm doing. So with Fly Fresh and Fat, I'm working on the volume 2 at the moment.
Wow.
And, you know, if you don't mind, I'll use this opportunity to say that
Please do.
I'm really, really in desperate need of legal help. So if there's anybody out there who's studying music legalese or whatever it is they call it, and they want somebody to work with for maybe some points of the products being sold, we'll work something out, because that's how we have to work at the moment.
Reggie,
yeah. I've already think about 2 people already that might be able to help you out from an entertainment music lawyer point of view, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I need. I need somebody who can dot some I's and cross some T's for me, because I've got a lot of the tracks lined up, but it's just that side of it where you've got to do the paperwork. You got to do the paperwork, because I want everybody to be paid. Do you know what I mean? So if it's 1 pence, let's split the 1 pence. Do you know what I mean? But let's put the work in first, and let's have the right people doing it.
We can make it happen.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to cut their teeth with Fly Fresh and Fat, I'm here. Some real work. You know what I mean?
Brilliant.
So there's that. But yeah, I suppose I've been lucky, because a lot of the stuff that I've done in the past, you know, I can always revisit and you know, keep working them, if you like my wigs, for example. I'm still looking for the collection that I'm satisfied with, so that I can relaunch it, because they just don't have the wigs that I want in this country. So do you know what I mean? So a lot of things that I've done in the past, they're there. The seeds, the websites are there. Just got to man them and get them moving.
And if anybody needs to contact you, how do they get in touch with Elayne Smith?
Well, they can Google me, and I'm there. But the simple way is Elayne at ElayneSmith.com. So it's ELAYNE, Elayne at ElayneSmith.com.
And last question before you go.
You know me?
Do you think... Do you think that Raymond will make your book now?
He's got to be in it.
Okay, you know him. You know him.
He's got to be in it.
No. Hold on. Are you talking about you, Raymond? Or
No, Ray.
Bradley Ray.
Jesus Christ, we're forgetting him already. No, yeah, definitely. That's the kind of thing you do put in there, though. But I mean, there was one guy going around saying that he drank in this pub in Stockwell with my dad every single Sunday, and he knew my family really, really well. My dad never drank in the pub in Stockwell. He's like a Harlesden man, you know what I mean? So
maybe that was Ray's brother.
You know, maybe it's his brother. But bless him. But I know his face. I do know his face, and I do remember him from my friend's wedding.
Don't worry. After the show or tomorrow, he's gonna contact you and he's gonna remind you where you know.
He's got your email.
Yeah. Bless him.
Well, I'm gonna drink some coffee first.
I just want to say, Elayne, a massive inspiration in the business. You know, done so many things. You've paved the way. You've been a real trailblazer, a real set the trender, and I fortunately got to share a couple of stages with you in regards to set the trend. Set the trend. London Soul Radio on the radio show. So
PSOG.
Solar
You used to
Grenada.
follow me in it. Your show was bad. You used to make me late for any appointment I had to do afterwards. You're a bad presenter, bad DJ, and you know your music.
Thank you. What an endorsement. Cheers.
DJ Reggie Riemann. Anyway,
And me and Mr. EastEnders over the years, we've always had like long conversations whenever we do, catch up. And
That's
I get
right,
the
we
impression
do.
that he thinks I'm a little bit of a Hardy's. He's always challenging me.
that's good. That's good because I'm sure that you get what you want at the end of it.
Yeah.
I mean, DJ Elayne, thank you for coming on Set the Trend podcast. We hope you won't be a stranger. It's been wonderful hearing your stories. And I've got some jokes today, and I've got some memories to think back. Zach is one of my moments. Thank you for that.
That was wonderful. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and some of your stories that you told, it's great to tell them because people who are in a similar position to you will hear what you were saying, and I'm sure that a lot of that will resonate with them about the hard work that they need to put in if they want to make it, and not paying too much attention to the naysayers and the people who say you can't do it and whatever else. So thank you very much, DJ Elayne.
Thank you.
One of our first female generals is on the deck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. I think you're all brilliant.
Thanks, DJ Elayne. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Bye.
Brilliant. My days. What a showy. Thank you to our guests from the beginning. We had I've been laughing so much.
Martin J.
I've been laughing so much. It's gone. Martin J, who's updating us on the St. Vincent Relief Fund and what's going on with that. Nathan, cute guy. The wonderful Miss DJ Elayne, and of course Noel McCoy to close the show as well. That was great. That's great. What do you think about that, Reg? You think that's a good note to finish on?
Really good.
Do you think that's a good note to finish on?
Of course.
No, we got something else, especially for you. How about that? It's your birthday, and we couldn't leave you because I know you're carrying feelings that none of us posted you up on our timelines, and all your brethren did, and we didn't. So anyway, we have somebody here who's going to pay you some attention. Just you and them. Do you mean what? What we do these things here? Family. You didn't hear no more. Hey, me know you know. Can we bring to the stage an award winner today, this evening, and a friend of Set the Trend podcast, Miss Tangeray Hayward in the building. How are you doing, winner?
How are
Oh
you?
my God. Hello, Miss
Hey, Reg.
Tangeray. I just sent her a tweet. Congratulations earlier on today. I had no idea. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Well, before she sings happy birthday to you, Reggie, we want to say congratulations to you for winning, was it Best Female?
No, best single for This Kind of Love.
Best single.
This kind of
And
love.
love. Well done. Congratulations. How does it feel?
It feels good. I mean, I was just happy to be nominated, you know. So I'm gonna add to my I'm building. My awards is coming. I'm good. You know?
Wonderful. How did you feel in the moment? Is that, I mean, you've probably won a lot of awards anyway, haven't you?
This is my third one. Sorry, third one. I just won one with Surrey Hill Soul Train, and then I won one for Soul Tracks for Artist of the Year in December. So new Artist of the Year. So yeah,
Is this your first UK award?
Yes, I came out in August of last year. So yes.
Okay, that's
Amazing.
incredible. So you've come back on the show. Last week you smashed the show out of the park with your two songs that you sang last week. This week you've come back specially for Reggie.
Yes, I did.
Oh my days! So producers, if you want to take us out, we'll leave Miss Hayward and Mr. Styles, and then we'll come back later.
Hi, Reggie. Happy birthday.
Hi. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow. You know what? I wanted to come on because, with everything with COVID, people have been losing their lives. I'm happy and honored to be able to celebrate you on today for seeing another year. So for me, I wanted to do this. You know what I'm saying? And so happy birthday. I hope that this is a great year for you, and just God bless you, and just continue to do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do a little something for you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Reggie. Happy birthday. I said, happy birthday. I said, happy birthday to. I tried to hold it for as long as your age, but I couldn't. You. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my God.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, I'm blushing. I'm blushing my cheeks. I'm telling you, thank you so much. That is so amazing. I had no idea you were coming on. No idea at all.
Got you.
Thank you for taking your time out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, much appreciated. Thank you so. Oh my God. Oh gosh. That's amazing. Amazing. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Right. Well, I'm just sitting here. Okay. Well,
thanks. Someone said, Reggie,
so much.
Reggie, someone said, you know what I mean? I saw a comment there, and in the flavor of tonight and in the way that tonight's going, someone said Reggie's gonna have sweet dreams tonight. You know what I mean? And I'm saying more like wet dreams than sweet dreams. But yeah, he will definitely be dreaming tonight.
Combination. Combo.
Oh wow.
Sweet and wet.
So have you ever had anyone sing to you like that before?
Interestingly enough. No, I'm not going to say because it's going to take away from the shine. So thank you very much, Tanqueray. No, I haven't actually. No.
That's great. Anyway,
that was amazing. Thank you so much. That was like just great. Amazing.
Hey, well done, Reggie. Well done.
Glad
you made your day.
Guys, I'm going to renew the contract.
Oh my day!
I was going to drink champs, but I thought, Joe Budden. Sorry, I got the call from Joe Budden.
Right? You're going to stay with
Joe Budden. I got the call to replace.
Hey, we've been on the show for 2 hours and 32 minutes. Yeah, I know. Next week, producer, can you put up what we got next week, please?
Today. Yeah.
There we are. We're talking everything independent, everything neo soul next week. Everything you want to know about neo soul or you didn't think you knew, we'll be discussing that next week with Key Jam, DJ Taxman, and Godfrey Fletcher. And they're like the almanacs, the kung fu masters of this neo soul movement in the UK. And we'll be talking to them about the revolution because the revolution is here and it will be televised. So that's next week. And we also have some special guests. They're bringing on an artist each for us to perform live throughout the show as well. So they won't be at the end. They'll be performing throughout the show. So we'll be discussing that next week. So we'll probably be talking some more about Miss Haywood there as well. The producers are telling me there's one last surprise. I don't know what that means. I don't know because I don't know what that is, and no one's told me.
Where he's coming back.
I don't know if there's a cake for you, or I don't know what's going on. But producers, can you update me on the one last surprise before I talk ourselves out? I wonder if it's for everybody or it's just going to be for Reggie.
Yeah, but can I just say something?
Good.
Aren't you celebrating
yeah.
something
You know,
tomorrow?
Am I what?
Aren't you celebrating something tomorrow?
Yeah, we're celebrating 1 year of Breakfast Blues tomorrow. I've been doing it for a year. Can you believe that? There's one little break in between when I thought we was coming out of the lockdown. More
And
full
what's it
you.
like? Like how does it feel to be on for one year?
Do you know what? I never thought. Listen, if someone said I'd be broadcasting for a year live, I would have said you're lying. I said no way. And look now.
I just want to say congratulations to you because you've brought many a joy to so many people on a Sunday morning. Breakfast Blues, bringing it in. It's like, you know, playing some great tunes. You've weathered the storm. Facebook going down, Facebook going up, Instagram going down, dealing with everything yourself, engineering and getting everybody together. So I just want to give a big round of applause.
I need to get Raymond on. That's all I need to get on. I need to have him on. I need to. What? What? Me know you know. Them blues dance. Hey, I'm me, you know.
Come on, you know when he said his name was Raymond, I thought, oh my god, is this some long lost brother or something?
He's from St. Elizabeth. I guarantee you, that's how they look down in my hometown of St. Elizabeth. Red like that. Yeah, I mean, he's funny though. He's funny. He was funny. So, guys, it's been another great show. Please follow us. Oh, Miss Carol Glenn's in the building. Big up Carol Glenn in the building.
Don't
How
forget,
you feel?
they got their make sure you check out the NRG Racing website as well. They've got all the details regarding that. So so tomorrow I'll be doing that. What are you doing, Reg? I'm going to be watching the Breakfast Blues tomorrow. Got me radio show. And I'm going to be building up my Twitch hours throughout the week and trying to do loads of stuff on Twitch. I'm Reggie Styles DJ. Go follow me if you can, if you get a chance. I'm just, tonight, I think I'm going to go and basically replay Tanqueray singing Happy Birthday to me a couple of times. And, you know,
that long? You'll be out that long?
If you see a mass purchase of
albums.
albums.
First 30 seconds, Reg.
All right.
Easter, what you up to?
So Tuesday night we've got Facebook Live, and this week on Thursday, you know, my celebrity book is is.
Oh, you're gonna open it, are you?
So what's happening?
You like that one, Reg?
I don't really.
Hey, we're gonna get to see that black book of yours, yeah?
Yeah, Quincy Jones told me not to call names. You know, it's not good to do name calling. I don't really do.
Ronald Isley last week.
No,
Quincy Jones this week.
No, this week, Thursday. Back to Ronald Isley. He's got a new album coming out, and by video link, there's a studio session happening, and in that studio session, Marsha Ambrose, Marsha Ambrose,
our very own
BJ Chicago Kid,
wow,
Dr. Dre, Scott Storch. Anyway, yeah. So the making of the album on Thursday, we got a little video link happening. So,
and you got the hookup for that?
I've got the hookup for that one.
So excellent. So what about you're not going to invite your friends? As Noel said here, no. Just being selfish.
That one's not about family. That one's just
selfish. Yeah,
it's business.
That's a selfish one.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, private invite. Can't add anyone onto it. But that's Thursday. But I can tell you all about it next week.
All right, cool. No problem.
Selfish.
We'll be off having a cup of Kenko.
Yeah. But you know me,
Michael. You know me though, right? You know me, yeah. We're off. It was a fantastic evening. One for the archives. One definitely that will not be erased. Neither. We will be keeping this for the longness. You can go back and review tonight's episode on our YouTube channel, Set the Trend Podcast. Go there, like and subscribe and share with your friends. Platform that we discuss our legacy, and it's very important to us. And we discuss that along with Street Sounds history as well. So again, thanks to our guest tonight. Thanks to my co-host. Thanks to the producers behind as well. And thanks to Raymond. You know me, right? Because it'd be rude not to. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for the birthday wishes, everybody. Cheers.
Bye. Have a good one. Stay safe.